We're going live.
You're going live, Wanda.
We are going live.
Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, everybody. So, our first ever live from our channel, Want to Be a Wonder, and we're joined tonight by our very good friend, Dean. Dean's Beer Reviews.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Our new friends from Lords Brewery, Lydia and John.
Hello.
And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do so John and Lydia and the guys from Lords Brewing sent a few of us beer reviewers on YouTube some beers to review. And I said to Dean and John, instead of just reviewing them willy-nilly, which we can all do, why don't we get you guys on? So as well as reviewing the beers and having a taste, you could tell us about your brewery and how the beers came about. And
especially if there's really cool stories with some of the beers as well, and how they come up, especially the names as well. We like all that.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed.
So we've done a couple, haven't we? We've done Hoppergrass.
Is that the one I like?
You liked Hoppergrass?
Yeah, I like that one.
I wasn't overly keen on Hoppergrass, which is sacrilege, I know. But then I did like Chosen Man. And you didn't. Yeah. And I saw Dean did Chosen Man today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. I did it last night. I was having a chat with Scott the other day, and he put the seed in my head, and I thought, yeah, I'm settled on doing a bitter review. I've got Chosen Man. I'll work that out. And I loved it. I thought it was decent. I do like bitters. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea with the style, but I thought it was nice.
Yeah, it's a traditional bitter recipe, but then it was Mike, our technical brewer, who we call Trigger Mike. He was trained at Brew Lab, and he's got we call him Trigger Mike, not because I like trigger off only fools and horses. He's called Trigger because you give him 3 beers. He's a very quiet, mild-mannered guy until you give him 3 beers and he's a weapon. He's just loud, he's crazy. And we're all like, what's going on? But it was his first beer, Chosen Man. And his mum wrote a letter to the guy, I want to say Bernard Cornwell. Is that the guy who wrote the book? And did the TV series?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So he wrote a letter back saying if we ever redo Sharp, it would be Sharp's official beer of choice. So he's a proper Sharp fan, he was well happy. So big shout out to Mike's mum for doing that for us.
So how did whose idea was the brewery, John?
So the brewery started with my brother-in-law Ben basically doing home brews at Christmas, and he likes cooking. He's quite creative, isn't he? Yeah. He's a musician, and he just started making homebrew beer. He nearly killed
the kitchen.
Yeah, took over the kitchen.
Wasn't happy.
Yeah, your sister was not best impressed. And sometimes he nearly killed us, but he gradually got better. And then one day, I met a guy called John Broadbent, and he has a brewery called Golka Brewery, which was just up the road from us. And he said he was looking for someone to train to learn how to brew and run the brewery. So I got Ben an inroad, and he started brewing with him. And then John Broadbent just encouraged him, said, look, you might as well start your own brewery because you do slightly different style beers. You're good at it. You could do it. But he was a little bit frightened to start his own brewery, and he came to me and our other brother-in-law, Tim, and said, look, would you start a brewery with us? So we did something called Cuckoo Brewing, where you brew out of another brewery. So we brewed out of Golka for a while, and then after that we found our own place, and then we borrowed a lot of money, and we got all the kit in, and then realised we didn't have enough money to connect it up. So that's how the tap room was born. So the tap room was born out of the fact that we had no money, and basically people came up, drank, and all the tanks are there and then that gave us the money to connect everything up, and then we started brewing. Oh, we've lost Dean.
I thought he'd frozen. He'll be back.
Yeah,
Dean
so that's how
has
it
a
all
lovely
started.
relationship
Really.
with his broadband.
Oh dear.
Yeah, bless him. Yeah, brilliant. So how long you been going for?
So we're into year 5 now.
Right.
So we've been going a while, but I would say the first year was more lifestyle. I still had my tuning company writing software, and Ben was still operating Golka Brewery and still working at the library. So it was kind of I wouldn't say we weren't serious at it, but it was really just putting the roots down and learning the trade. And as time has gone on, I reckon it takes you 10 years to learn a trade. But hey, Dean, you're back again.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I said you've got a love-hate relationship with your broadband, mate.
I think it's the charger on this, to be honest. I think it's had it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Fingers crossed it don't happen again, but it may do. I do apologise if it does.
No, that's okay.
It's all good. It's all good. So then, we just reinvested everything that we had. So none of us paid ourselves for 3 years of the brewery. We never took a penny out of it. We reinvested everything that we had, and we just grew it and grew it and grew it. So then we got to the point where we were like, well, what do we do with it now? We want to scale up, and we needed lots of money to do that. So we decided to get an investor, and that really helped us. And what was great is we went in and they were like, so what debt do you have? And we told them. And they were like, well, that's not a lot. And then they said, so how much money do you want? And they had an idea. And what I asked for was 3 times as much. and they were like, okay. And then, it was just a case of, I think because we'd worked for 3 years and put in all our time and not been paid, we could really see that we wanted it to succeed. And from our point of view, we're not quitters. We just go and go and go, and we just don't give up on stuff. So yeah. So now it's last year we grew 60%.
Wow,
which is massive.
Yeah.
And February was an all-time record month.
Just before
lockdown, and then we lost a ton of money then.
I remember you saying to me, it was just at the wrong bloody time, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's life. It's okay. We'll come out the other side. Going for it. We're not in some big financial hole or anything like that. So
right,
we're good to go. We just had our mini kegs arrive today. I'm a bit late to the party on the mini kegs, but I've just
I've seen love hate relationship with mini kegs at the moment.
Yeah.
Simon from Craft Beer UK says hello, and he said it's hard to run a brewery. Thomas, hello. He wants to know
what's your favourite
hop and style of beer.
Right, before we answer that question, let's get the first beer open and we get moving. Because I don't know about you guys, I'm thirsty.
Me too.
Yeah, all right.
We're already sorry. We were really prepared already, weren't we, Lydia?
So the first one we're going for is the Drunken Tailor Pilsner.
I love the name of it.
ABV. Love the artwork. The artwork's superb.
Yeah.
We've got the wrong glasses really for this, but
I've got the right glass.
It's the right glass, but it's the wrong one for the beer. Does that make sense?
I've got the right glass, John.
I've got one. There you go.
I should have got my new Budweiser glass out, Dean.
Yeah.
Your chunky thing.
That's fucking brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant, that is.
That's quite a smart one. That looks like something out of a science lab, doesn't it?
What's that one?
The one Dean's got where it's like a little...
Yes, that's what you're after.
Oh, that's the Sam Adams one.
Sam Adams.
Those are the guys that really kind of pushed craft brewing. Right.
So,
This is the
you tell us
Pilsner.
about the beer then, John.
Right. Okay. So we created a Pilsner a while back, and Mike, Trigger Mike, one of our brewers, he specialised at Brew Labs in Pilsners, Wise beers, and some other things. And he really wanted to make a Pilsner. Now, the problem with a Pilsner is it takes a long time to make. Anything that you lager, it requires what's called cold fermentation. Now, excuse me, if there's beer guys out there, I'm not a brewer, so I might get this wrong. Disclaimer before I start. But basically, when we make it, we cool it right down, and the yeast just gently eats away at the sugars, and what you get is a lager at the end of it. Now, we use the proper yeast for making a Pilsner. What we also put Vienna malt in it. Another reviewer said something which is it's more like a German Pilsner. I can't remember the brand he said, but when Mike saw that, he went, "Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for." So it's got a slight sweetness. Funnily enough, in keg, it's not as sweet, but it's just as dry. So, but it is a proper Pilsner, and it takes months to make it. It's not made.
You've got the man that's in the middle below us is a huge proponent of the Pilsner style. Loves the Pilsner. So he's going to be the man that's going to give the best review on this, I think.
Well, I don't know about that. But I bang on the drum for any UK brewery that's dabbling in the style, because it might come across the drinkability of it might come across nice and simple and basic, but like John said, it's a bit of a tricky one to knock out at the making it from scratch sort of thing.
We've only got to look at someone like Brewdog who can't get a Pilsner or a lager.
They just can't do it. They just they attempted so many times and just not really delivered for me anyway.
That's not a taste. I'm sorry.
Am I doing the swirl and sniff?
I haven't got the new caption thing for swirl and sniff, so you're going to have to go with it.
These captions, seriously. That's what he does all day. Oh, that smells quite nice, actually. It smells quite sweet.
Quite sweet.
Yeah.
And up your street?
Up my street.
What can you smell?
Go for Dean.
Yeah, it's quite sweet.
It's almost like a honey aroma to it for me.
Sorry, honey?
A sweet honey aroma.
Yeah, it smells quite malty.
Malty, sweet maltiness.
Malt backbone to it.
We'll come back to you.
Bit of citrus. It smells really, really nice.
Paul from Paul Beers Reviews loves the Pilsner.
Yep.
And Glyn Lewis has said most of the reviews, I'll put it on show for a minute, I've read on the Drunken Sailor are really, really good. And he also says the artwork is really amazing.
So the artwork was done by Georgia, who works for me. She's my PA. She does everything. I get her doing all sorts, but she's a proper designer, and she hand drew that. Everything on there.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So,
it reminds me of Pirates a little bit.
Yeah, so Wanda's a massive pirate fan.
I love Pirates.
So anything that reminds her of a pirate,
that's
she's
what it
all
reminds
over.
me of.
There's quite a lot going on in it. Go on, Wanda. There's quite a lot. No. Go on. It's fine. I've still got some on my palate. There's quite a lot going on in that. It's not a simple Pilsner. I get where Dean's getting the honey from.
It smells a little bit like a Eastern European lager. Like a good traditional Polish lager. But it's just got that. For me, I don't know, that little bit of honey on there.
Yeah, it's got a really nice malt backbone to it.
You know what? I actually like
really
this.
Nice.
I actually like this. It's nice. And it's sweet, that's why. There's no bitterness.
There is a nice sweetness. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
There is a nice sweetness to it. You're absolutely right. It's really nice. It's very drinkable.
And well, where there's not a lot of
IBUs.
IBUs in it, it's all good. what percentage is it?
4.9.
9. Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
I like that.
Nice one, that one.
It's really sweet to begin with, isn't it? There's a nice sweetness.
That's why I like it.
Almost
It's
straight
sweet.
away.
I like the sweet stuff, don't I?
Yeah, you do like the sweet stuff. It's
lovely mouthfeel as well. It's not too aggressive on the carbonation. It's nice and soft and pillowy on the mouth.
Yeah.
Simon from Craft Beer UK says it's a really. I'll just click it on for a minute. It really starts to get right. Well done. What hops were used?
Yeah, now there's a question.
Are you going to text, John?
Yeah, I'm just thinking I might have to ask Mike exactly what hops. He might even be watching. Let me text him and I'll find out. I don't know actually what hops are.
I do get the fact that it's not a straightforward Pilsner. I get where someone would say it's sort of from the German style. The sweetness is really nice. I get where Dean's getting the honey.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
Go back then.
Right. Thomas has asked everyone, what's your favourite hop and style of beer?
Well, I'll answer that first. My favourite hop is Scotch. Some hop Scotch.
God's sake, Scott.
Oh, I don't like a lead fart, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I do apologise.
Dean, what's your favourite?
Got to be Citra all day long.
Yeah, Citra. Yeah, absolutely.
What's the coconut? Cacao nib.
Cacao nibs.
Oh,
No, that's not
Citra.
hot. Yeah, Citra's unmistakable in a beer, isn't it?
I would say for me, I don't have a favourite because I mean it's a bit like I love my music and I have a really eclectic taste of music, and I'm the same with my beer. I kind of will try loads of different stuff, and I don't have one that I'm like, this is the beer. Somebody asked me if you could take one beer on a desert island, what would it be? And it would be our Pilsner for sure. But Mike and Ben like to use Eastern European hops. So we get some really unusual stuff. And then we had Jester, which is a Charles Farham hop that they've been developing. And that is just, well, when we do handbook, I won't say anything, but just try it. The first mouthful, you'll be like, what on earth is going on? But just give it a chance.
Wonders like that British fries.
Yeah. Well, it's more the high alcohol bitter ones that I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. See, I know it's a fairly new hop, and I don't know what Dean thinks about this, but I've had a few beers with Sabro in it, and I know it divides opinion, but I actually quite like Sabro.
Is that quite sour?
It's up and coming, isn't it?
Yeah, Sabro's got it's like tangerine, sort of berries, but also got a bit of coconut as well, and it's a bit unusual.
I've only had a couple of beers with that in, but yeah, distinctive.
Yeah, distinctive. Another one. Yeah, that's lovely. Really, really
that
well.
went down the hatch way too easily. No. So Lydia doesn't like beer. What do you think? Yeah, I haven't seen you taste it either.
I've tasted it. I have. It's well, I don't like beer, but it's not. I didn't have to spit it out. That's a good thing.
That's a good review. I didn't have to. I should put that on.
I couldn't drink it all, but.
So is this your biggest selling beer, John?
No, probably not. We only just released it before lockdown. Yeah, and it actually only came out in bottle during lockdown. Right. But we had we've only got 9 cases left. That's it. There's no more after that.
Okay.
But our online sales went mental, so we didn't really we did very little online sales before. So when lockdown happened, I've got nothing to measure it against because we did so little online. So our website says we're up like 2,070% or something. Jesus. But that's only because we didn't do anything before. So I find we kind of, it's difficult to gauge, but we have sold a lot of it in keg. It's gone very well in keg, and yeah, it's a great beer. It really is. So I'm very proud of our Pilsner. I'm still waiting for Mike to get back to me, but I think he might be drinking.
Hammered. Absolutely hammered.
John, do you like ciders?
Oh, God.
Do I like ciders?
Yeah. I'm on the recording league at the minute.
Yeah, I don't mind. I like a sweet cider sometimes. I find that my mate Dave at Udder's Orchard, he makes some incredible cider locally. But it's like the stuff of, it's just mental. It is absolutely insane. And I just can't do it. I really struggle with sour and tart stuff.
Right.
But his is like it puts hairs on your chest. It's really good.
We went to and I tried a Coca-Cola cider and it actually tasted like Coca-Cola.
We went to the Botley Brewery.
Yeah.
Went to the Botley Brewery for I was after a lot. I tell you when it was. It was after that bloody live that we did review with Craig Dean where me and Wanda turned up.
We won't talk about that one.
We were absolutely hammered.
We are not going there. No, it was very embarrassing.
We went on a brewery tour the next day.
Where Scott and Wanda were hammered, yeah.
Absolutely hammered before we started. And then
it was his fault. He said, should we go and have a quick one at Wetherspoons? This was at 4:00 in the afternoon. And
rolled back through the door about 7:20, going live at past. And I'm like that, I can't even see.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good to look back on the next day because I was just like, oh my God.
It's quite funny because I said to Wanda, I said, we'll do an hour. And me and her are almost having a fight halfway through. We were when we were on about because Dean had sent us some beers to review. And then it was for me, it got to about an hour in. And there was me, Dean, Craig, and I think Jake was on at the same time. And then Wanda's giving me my dinner. I thought, and I'm on my iPad, and I'm taking my iPad, and I'm thinking, I can't actually see any of these words or hear what they're saying. So I just went like that. I turned it off.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'll ask the stupid. What favourite type of malt to brew would you use? Right. Okay. So because it's over. I can't talk. I've had one beer and I can't talk.
One beer, dead.
Yeah, I'm done. The issue we've got is we've got two brewers and they have very different styles. So Ben will put in one of the beers has 8 different grains in it. And then Mike's will have 3 or 4. So it really depends on what we do. So somebody made an interesting point the other day, and our beers are all very different from each other. And I think that's because we started in a traditional sort of way, and we want to keep that. We don't really want to move away from the traditional stuff, but we also like to make really mad stuff, and we're moving more into that direction. So
the mad stuff.
Yeah, so we have all sorts of really unusual stuff. I'll tell you, there's a good story with malt when we get to Silver Spur, and I'll tell you all about it when we get there. So that is
me and Dean were having a video call. I think it was either yesterday or the day before, and we were talking about Lords and the fact that you're firmly in the traditional old school beer sort of style. And there is a massive range, especially up in Yorkshire, where there's a massive amount of real ale drinkers. So you're prime for it. But the fact that you're using old school styles with new world stuff makes for something a little bit different.
Yeah, well, we try and create every beer. We like to create a drinking experience, and we want it to best reflect us. There's some beers, I will say, that we've made that I don't like, but then some of our customers love it. And then there's beers that I know Mike really doesn't like, but I really love. And then there's stuff that Ben really likes, and then I hate it. And so actually it gives us a really unusual mix of different things, but it's all about the drinking experience. So we want you to have, if you have our porter, we want you to put a bit of Irish music on the song that goes with it and have the full experience. Mm-hmm. When you have our Pilsner, on tap, and you could have it in a stein, a litre of it at a time, and you'd be more than you would, you could have umpire music in the background, and you would think you're drinking a German or Czech Pilsner. So it's about creating, an honest beer that is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And everyone's got different tastes as well, haven't we? I mean, I like all the sweet stuff and the chocolate flavours, and he likes all the bitter and all the citrusy flavours. We're quite opposite with what our palates are. Mm. That's why we work, you see.
Yeah, that's right. Me and Lydia are exactly the same. Yeah. She's like, why are you doing that?
I'm still trying to get Dean on to get his missus on his channel with him. She's having none of it though, mate.
Oh, Dean. Oh. Unless Dean not quite likes it and get some peace.
What does Dean think?
So, are we going to crack another one open?
No comment.
Yeah.
Did you like the Drunken Tailor, Dean?
I loved it. It's decent. It's all gone.
What would you say against other, like the proper Pilsners abroad? Where would you say it lines up with them?
I mean, for what I got out of it, I wouldn't necessarily go straight to a German Pilsner myself. I'd go more Czech, Polish, around that sort of area. I think it was just the sweetness in it. I didn't get the dry back end or the pepperiness from it like you get from a traditional German Pilsner.
No.
It was more sort of, the Czech side of things and pushing into sort of Poland taste-wise for me. But all in all, it's still a mighty fine Pilsner.
Good. Cool.
Awesome. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
So is it thumbs up then, Scott?
So thumbs up for me. Thumbs up for me. Absolutely. Yeah. Easy one for me.
So what's the next one?
So we're going to go on to the pale ale next. Yeah.
So this one's got a bit of sediment in the bottom. So just we do
that's all going in. Don't you worry about it.
This has another name in our brewery.
Okay.
We call it Loving Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's fine.
Lee and Simo.
So Lee W,
say hello in the evening.
Evening, guys.
Hello, Lee.
I saw we caught Summer Simo on Spice and Easy last week, actually.
Was that the other guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That tried all the nutty, spicy stuff.
No, not that bloody idiot. Tried to kill himself live on air. What a knob he was. He was eating Carolina Reaper, 2 Carolina Reapers live on, and then someone's like, "Let's give him a clap for eating it." I'm like, "Give him a bloody ambulance. He's going to die in a minute."
I don't know how he did it. I can't do spicy.
I was in tears watching him. He's like, "I've come on there. I'm going to be the hard man. I'm giving it all that." And then all of a sudden, it was like something out of a comic. He looked like he was going to die at any minute.
I can't do spicy.
I Oh, Simo put
The new
Oh,
Yeah, you do. We got some great curries up here. Woo.
I love spice. Unfortunately, spice doesn't love me. So it can be.
It certainly doesn't. I vouch for that. Many times I'm like, you want to go to the hospital or something?
We did actually set up a different channel called Is It Spicy, but it didn't last very long.
There you go. Look at that. I know it's to do with the lighting in here.
Yeah, we've got bright light here, so
Broad
Yeah,
daylight.
probably there. It's about this side of the camera. It's as light as that. So it's a very pale beer.
Very pale.
So I'll tell you why it's called Frankenstein. Is because we were trying to make a different beer. We actually were making a beer called Saltersgate Wraith. However, we'd gone to a beer expo, and the brewers have been talking to another brewer and another one about these different malts that you could use. And so they tried a different malt. And I got this phone call probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. John, we've got a problem. So what's that? Well, we were meant to be making Saltersgate Wraith. Well, there's a bit of a problem, and the beer's really, really pale and really, really strong. And I was like, right. And I said, are you going to have to throw it out? And he went, no, there's nothing wrong with the beer. It's just not what we wanted to make. We tried a new malt, and it's mental. So anyway, they liquored back, and then they dry hopped it and did some other things. And that first batch was really good. Since then, people went mad for it, and it's probably Expedition Blonde was our bestseller, and this is topped it now. And the recipe, the guys have changed and made it better and better and better. And it's just a good solid pale ale now.
Right then, let's go for a nose, Wanda. You can go first, love.
Okay, swell and sniff, everybody.
Swell and sniff.
Cheers, everyone.
I haven't got the new fanfare to cut in at the minute. I do apologise.
Oh, wow.
Definitely smells like a pale ale.
It smells like a
Pale ale, yeah. Let's see. Oh, what happened to Simo? I never got out of bed on Sunday. Not been that rough in a long time. Oh, was nice and easy. Yeah. Owen's beers are looking good tonight.
Thank you very much. Look at that beauty.
There's a nice sweetness in the aroma.
Yeah.
Again, another really malty one.
Nice underlining sort of like fruitiness to it though.
Yeah.
Mixed in with a bit of that.
Oh,
I always get a really lemony smell out of this one.
I was going to say there's a nice citrus vibe. It smells really nice, really, really nice. So for me, a pale ale, I think we all agree, a pale ale sort of borders the lager IPA sort of border, doesn't it? So it sits right in the middle.
Definitely, it reminds me a bit like lager.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's got a bit.
We're in session territory, aren't we? 4.6 as well.
Well, we're in session territory at 10, Dean, me and you. Well, anything between 8 and 10, we're thinking that's session IPA or something nowadays. Smells lovely.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse beers.
Mickey Mouse, yeah. I think I'm just immune to stuff.
Watch Lydia's face as she tries this. The non-beer drinker.
I'm trying it.
Yeah, no.
I like stouts as well. I never thought I'd enjoy a stout. And it's more the chocolate ones, though, that I like, isn't it? Like, where they're really chocolatey. And the Coca Bocus.
Well, that one we had the other day, the Brew York one.
Yeah, the Chocolate Story. That is just chocolate heaven as well. I'm a chocoholic.
That's hanging around.
Yeah.
That's really hanging around on my palate, that.
Oh, yeah.
I think I could drink that.
Yeah?
Not all of it, but like...
Really?
Out of all of them that I've tried.
No way.
Yeah.
It's very floral.
Go on then, Dean.
The first thing that comes into my head is that grapefruit, sharp grapefruit back end bitterness to it, and it lingers. It's building up.
It doesn't go anywhere, does it?
I'm just going to get another.
It's got a lovely, grapefruit bitterness on the back end. Nice fruity vibe to it.
What kind?
I get quite a florally taste with it, and I get that. You don't want it.
No.
I get the grapefruit. I totally get that.
Grapefruit is a real bitter grapefruit in that. It's really nice. Saying that lingering on the palate, it just sits there and builds and builds and builds all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no fading away to it. It just keeps going and going. It's still going now.
Yep.
On the wild berries now.
Very nice.
So in all honesty, Wanda had a few ciders in, but she went and bought some just in case ciders. Just in case you needed more.
Just in
ciders.
Backup stuff, Dean.
I'll tell you why. There's a reason to this. Last Saturday, on a Saturday, we like to watch some live music together, don't we? And that, and have a few drinks. It's like our night on a Saturday, isn't it? And I ran out of ciders. And you know when you think, I really want to carry on, what am I going to drink? And you just make do with anything, which is terrible, really, isn't it?
Raid the fridge time, isn't it?
And I actually drank, what was it?
Elvis juice.
Elvis juice. I've never drank that in my life. I don't like it.
Actually, it's not that. We had we'd done the barrel aged stout in the day. It's 12%. And it was lovely, the one from Vocation. And she said, maybe I'll have some of that. I thought, you ain't going to have any of that.
I had a sip.
So she had a sip. And she said, what else have we got? I said, well, Elvis juice. She said, well, I'll try that. She said, it's really grapefruity and bitter. But she took about 3 sips and she's like, I'll finish that.
Yeah.
We've got 2 fridges. We've got a little fridge down here, and then we've got one in our cellar. And the other day I run out of beer because I don't bring a great deal home with me. And I was like, I've got to have a beer. I just really fancy one. I went and looked in the cupboard and I found a bottle of Bavaria. Do you remember Bavaria?
Yeah.
I thought, that'll do. And I cracked it open and I poured it in my glass. I took a sip and I literally spat it across the kitchen. And the date was 2017? Oh, so no, 2016. 2016. And it's been in the bottom of that fridge all that time.
When you've had a few drinks. It's amazing what you end up eating as well when you're really, really hungry and you can't find nothing. And you just make do whatever. And you don't normally have that certain thing and you end up eating it because you think it's the world's best thing at that time.
I'd probably eat dog poo. I'd probably eat dog poo if I was drunk.
No, I haven't tried a deep fried chocolate bar stout. I didn't even know they did them.
I've had it and it's blooming amazing.
Is it really?
We've got coming. I've done my. Excuse me. I've done my I've been told by John I've been not swearing.
No swearing.
I've done my testicles on beer.
Beep beep.
Well, I've ordered some locally, and one of them's I have to find it. South Sea Brewing.
Oh, Guns Out one.
Right to Bear Arms. I think it's a chocolate and maple syrup stout, something like that. Donut. And some of them are absolutely cracking, and they're local to me. I managed to blag. I sent Dean 2 beers that I've managed to blag from an old mate that works at another brewery near me. I said to him, how much would it cost an old friend? I haven't spoken to him in years. To get one of these beers. He went, I'm sure I can I'll sneak one out. He said, do you want one of the other ones as well? I went, yeah.
You'll have to do me a good review, though.
No,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Be honest. If it's shit, I'll tell him.
So Paul's beer review, I saw his comment there.
Yeah.
He did a review on Silver Spur, and you could tell he genuinely loved it. And so Trigger Mike, when he watches any review, he's pretty laid back, and then all of a sudden he's watching it and he's like,
It's all tense and
right, and he's like, when he really takes it so seriously when he sees the review, and he got up and he was pacing up and down as he's listening to the review, and now Paul is his favourite person.
You know what we should do?
So-
you know what we should do, Wanda?
What?
We should review a spoof review of. I think we've got we've got the porter left or so, or I'll buy some, and I'll tip something else into the bottle, and I'll just say it's utter shit and chuck it.
That's
And then what I'll do is I'll upload it to YouTube unlisted and just send John the link.
Oh man, that would
you need
be.
to make sure
Well,
that
me.
Mike's done
I
like
just-
this
You
with
get one that
that one
he's
that's
done.
Ben's,
Yeah, because Ben will just be like, "Well, that's not what it's like."
He doesn't. He's a bit.
Honestly, the pair of them, when they'll read Untapped. I'll come in on a Monday, and they go. The first thing will be like, "You're right, lads. Yeah. Have you seen Untapped? That bloke said so and so," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." But I was trying to explain to, like I said, Mike, he's a funny guy, and Ben, you take everything with a pinch of salt, and at the end of the day, the one thing I really like about beer is it's so subjective. It's not a case of somebody tried our beer and they got a metallic taste, and I thought, oh, that's interesting, and I don't get that, but then I have heard another person say the same thing. So it is subjective. It's totally subjective.
Obviously, I mean, Dean's been doing this for probably 3 years now, Dean.
I started the beginning of January 2016.
Oh, 4 years. Okay. When I don't know about you. I think we've had this conversation at some point. There's a worry when you start that you don't want to alienate people, breweries and the like. And we're sort of quite a different concept where one of us could alienate every brewery in the country, and the other one might not. If you because obviously we when you're reviewing something, you're like, I don't like it. So where a brewery might take that.
Yeah, but sometimes we like stuff, or we just
Oh,
opposite on it.
Yeah, and I was trying to get to that. But the other thing that I've learned really quickly through talking with Dean and that is, we've certainly with tasting things, there's no right and wrong because we're all different. We all like different things. We all taste different things. We all get different things.
But you can have that favourite one drink from a certain place that you'll be on to it for ages as well. And it's But I do like my ciders as well.
Yeah, but you've always been a cider girl. But
I've been looking out for lots of chocolate stouts and stuff.
Just very quickly, that one that I've ordered that's coming tomorrow is a toasted pecan and maple donut stout.
Oh, wow, that sounds good. See, that's right. That's what we want to be doing.
Yeah.
We're heading towards doing those weird beers. But in this time, because the way things have changed, it's like anything, your strategy changes slightly. So my thoughts are that, like we've done cans, they have absolutely flown out. And people get, like, honestly, shops, beer shops we've never even heard of. Oh, can we have some of those cans? Can we have some of those cans? So it's been a massive thing. And I was chatting with the board the other day. Gosh, that makes us sound massive, like we've got a board of directors, but we are a board of directors. And I said I've kind of had a bit of a revelation of late, which is that we really need to up our canned range and really have some fun with it and actually put out those mad beers. I wanted to do one I really love space. I'm proper love space. It's amazing, that idea of space and everything. And I just love the fact that the SpaceX jet, rocket that went up, Dragon, the guys that were flying it were called Doug and Bob. And I was like, we should do a beer called Doug and Bob's Wild Ride, and it make it supery, fiery, cinnamon, mental thing. I just love the idea of it. So I just, we were talking like we want to just do some weird stuff. But the beauty is because we've got all the recipes for all our other things, we can still make all the traditional stuff that we love as well. So we'll get crazy with it. And thank you to Simo270 for placing an order. We will sort something out. I've got some new stickers coming, and we'll throw a sticker in as well. Yeah.
Josh is a good lad. He's all right, Simo. Nice lad.
Dean, what do you think to the Silver Spare? Is he frozen?
He might have.
Oh, yeah, he's gone again.
Oh,
See,
no.
if I was designing a drink, I think it'd be surrounded by Disney. I love Disney.
Dean, what was your Wanda said? What's your thoughts on the Silver Spur, mate?
Yeah, no, it's nice. For a pale ale, again, it's simple and straightforward and easy to drink.
It's another one that's really drinkable, isn't it?
I said that. Yeah, I said on the Chosen Man one, if you sort of lived around the Huddersfield area and you wanted to have a session on the Chosen Man, I'd quite easily knock a few of them back, and I think it's the same with this as well. It's a good session beer.
I like it. It's a nice light body to it. It's not hard work. It's easy drinking and low ABV. Well, lowish ABV. Really nice. And for me, me and Dean have discussed this. Anything with a nice long bitterness at the back end, I'm all over, like a tramp on chips.
Not say that.
Can't say that.
It's a nightmare.
What?
Oh gosh, you made me cry. Honestly, Scott, you're so funny, man. I should see Dean do this. Dean goes.
Dean's used to me.
Oh, Scott, you're a legend. You made me laugh.
What's that?
When Scott will say something, and I'll just see Dean's face like, oh, he's gone and said something controversial.
You know what? Genuinely, when we obviously
every time he says something wrong, you want to put a pound in the box.
Well, fucking hell. I'll be
millionaires.
Literally
Literally millionaires by now.
I'll be paying you a salary.
We need to do this, Scott. We so need to do this.
Oh gosh, that'd be another holiday.
Worry about money ever again.
It would, because it'd be me paying you, you daft
That's
cow.
what I mean. I would love to worry you again, would I? I'll be a millionaire.
Oh gosh, I love it.
But genuinely, obviously the name of the channel is going to change over the next.
Don't skip the subject.
The name's going to change of the channel over the next probably couple of weeks or so, just down to Beer Wonder. I set the channel up back in May last year as a bit of a giggle.
At my expense.
At Wanda's expense. The whole channel was a bit of a pee take on
of
Wanda.
Me, literally.
Didn't expect it to last 2 weeks, let alone 14 months down the line. But also didn't expect to meet some really decent people. And the guy that sat in the middle below us, me and him have formed a pretty inseparable friendship over a fairly quick period of time. And it's incredible, really. Out of nowhere and out of just the weirdest circumstances, become really good friends.
Oh, that's lovely. That's nice. That's really good to hear. Really nice.
And I've said to Dean about, I know me and you have been in communication for a couple of weeks, John, and I like genuine, honest people.
So do I.
And I don't like any bull crap or anything like that. To see what I did there, I changed my word.
He did.
Well there.
Do you know what? I'm getting. I don't know if I can get used to this because it won't take long till it goes the other way.
I'll get up in the morning and my head fell off.
I don't do swearing, so it kind of makes it up for both of us half the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's it is really interesting.
I used to swear like unbelievable, like all the time, every other word. And then that was one of the things, Lords, is because we all go to church. So when I started going to church, I tried to. Well, I didn't actually try; it just changed. So I just stopped swearing. And then one of the things we try and do with our brand, you'll very rarely hear me like lose it or say that or be negative. I try not to be. And that's not just a biblical principle, but I think it's a good principle in life. Is just try and be positive and stay on the positive side. You can say something's hard, but I try not to speak things into being that like I don't want to be negative about things. I try and be positive, and like that it's just a culture, and you start doing those things.
You want to try and be like that when you're sitting on the M25.
Yeah, but I did years in the motor trade, so there's probably swear words that you don't know that I do. but so I just try and be. I'm trying to. Don't get me wrong. I still feel the urge, but I try and curb it a little bit. That's all.
I tried once and it didn't agree with me.
You know what?
Yeah,
I've learned a lot of things from him in the last few years. A lot. There's words I didn't even know existed. Literally.
That's a bit wrong, isn't it? It's not really nice, then.
Yeah, it's okay.
Dean, I like to use them as sentence enhancers.
It just brings a bit more feeling to it.
Well, I can't get to the end of the road and I haven't said about 4 swear words in the car.
You have to read this out.
Well, that's the worst place. I can be there, right? I've got a bit of church music on. I'm trying. Well, it makes it sound really like church organ. No, it's not like that. But I have a bit
of organ in the car,
and I'm like, yeah, like that. And then somebody cuts me out, and I'm like, you, like that. And then back to church music. I'm like, no, I can't do this. So I've stopped. I just go with it. So yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Oh, who's this? All the beer, no idea.
So I'm assuming Barry's lost a missus for 5 minutes so he can sneak a beer review in.
Is this the guy that didn't tell his missus?
Yeah, Tim. So basically, there's a little story with Barry, Dean, and me. Through lockdown, we've sort of kept each other going days on end. Really, we've got a little WhatsApp group, just the 3 of us, and we've just sort of ganged together and saw each other through the terrible times in a humorous way. Oh. Barry's good as gold. If you don't, people that are watching, if you don't know Barry, I actually knocked up a little video called Shady Beer Reviews because he wouldn't do this. She knows now, apparently.
What did she say when she found out?
Why does everybody else know but me?
Oh, bless her.
I don't know how he got away with it for so long.
It's not the best comment he ever said to me.
Just imagine him sneaking around trying to do it.
No, the best comment he ever.
Pull that one. I don't know.
He said to me, he walked in the front door, shouted hello. There was no answer, so his first thought was to run to the fridge.
Why did she not cool with it? I don't understand why she didn't.
And how do you get away with it, especially in lockdown when everyone's in the house?
Just reviewed the Pullen and München Hells. Great beer. Barry knows his stuff. Barry's good as gold. That's a top man.
John gives the best advice. have to stay positive. It's true, especially with the world the way it is right now. It's pretty horrendous out there.
Definitely.
I was positively hacked off in Lidl's this morning
You
when I saw so many
definitely
people in there.
It was giving me the
They were like-
heebie-jeebies.
they
I
were
was
like
like,
rats.
oh no,
Rats.
rats.
They were.
Don't be mean.
That's rotten, that is.
Oh, look. Hi, Mark. Mark's on.
Hey up, Mark.
Evening, Mark.
I'm still alive. Secret lemonade drinker.
Yeah, so I did a little video. Do you remember the old do you remember the old advert? I knocked together a thing for Barry called Shady Beer Reviews, and I had that video in it. And every time he said lemonade, it had me saying beer.
I just love it. It's so funny.
If anyone knows Marcus Rashford,
I'll tell you what.
and you ask him to get the pubs open.
I'll tell you what. He's had some clout with the kids at school, so that's not a bad idea, Mark. To be fair.
I really need a wee. I'm here. I'm thinking, I can't leave. I'm going to have to go because I'm going to die here. They'll be like, the first time somebody does a beer review and wets themselves on the channel. So, Lydia, you're in charge. Don't say anything. Don't tell him any bad stories.
Lydia, the amount of times he's left me on my own, and I hated every single second going, "Come back. It's horrible."
Yeah. Toilet first. He's got to go 3 flights.
Ah, they might be gone a while.
Yeah.
How many times have you gone off? And I'm like, don't leave me.
Well, we did.
Don't do that to me.
We did the unboxing of the Krupp sub last week, which you and the kids bought me for Father's Day. And obviously, you have to rinse the glass and chuck it out. And then I went to rinse the glass again, and so I came out the shed, rinsed it, and I thought I'll just cut it. But when you see Wanda, and she's like, "Don't leave me. Oh, I don't know what to say," and then her eyes are doing all this, I thought, "Well, I'm leaving that in."
You did not cut it out. I was generally like, oh my God, don't leave me. You all right? Is there one in there, yeah? Yeah. Well done, mate.
Cool. So what else we got? Comments, Wanda?
I'm coming. Someone's put, I'm not sure how it's going to work with pubs opening. I know they've got shields up, haven't they, at the bar? Probably a lot of soap. Well, they're going to try spreading the tables out a bit more, aren't they?
We went to a jumble sale today, a pub that's just over here from us, and they've literally got a whole, although it's a smaller area, they've got a whole plastic screen around the whole counter with just a little cutout
like
where the beers
drinks
go through.
And outside, they've brought loads of like picnic tables, and they've spaced them out even bigger now, haven't they? So
yeah, they bought one of those bloody benches that we bought from B&Q.
Yeah, we bought the bench as well because it's quite cheap, isn't it? It was really cool. I love being at the pub, so yeah.
I tell you, the one trade that's actually profited in all this is bloody plastic.
Yeah.
Plastic.
All that no plastic thing, wasn't there? And then now it's everything.
You can't drink beer
without needing.
What is
that about? You can drink like all day long and have one or two going trip to the toilet. You have a few drinks, you're like been toilet 10 times and it's only been an hour. What's that about?
I reckon the alcohol pulverises the bladder.
So, I'd laugh like hell, Scott, if you
bladders, I'm going
alive and went down the local pub.
and go to the toilet.
Well, it's Dean's turn.
I'd laugh like hell if you left during your live. I went down the local pub. Well, you can't at the moment.
You know what? He probably would do that to me, Mark. Don't tempt him. He would. Don't encourage it.
I think me and Scott should just leave and leave the ladies.
Well, we'll start talking about stuff that's not related to beer.
Yeah. Like Disney, Lydia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll talk about Disney.
All right, then.
Yeah, we've got that Disney Plus. Is it Disney Plus? Is that what it's called?
I love it. I had it. Scott got it for my birthday.
Oh.
I'm a Disney holic.
Only because you've got Star Wars on it.
I love Mandalorian.
Nice.
No wonder.
I actually like the Mandalorian. I got well into that, and I'm looking forward to the next series.
So obviously,
It's brilliant.
I've got a Star Wars arm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's a
Oh.
Star Wars bit.
I haven't got a tattoo at all, but I do have the Enterprise on it.
That's rubbish, that is.
Oh, don't give me that. Don't give me that.
I
I've got a daddy one as well.
I can't even get my arm round.
Wanda's got a Disney arm.
Peter Pan,
Oh,
Stitch. I've got Beauty and the Beast on my inner bit there. Lion King. I've got all sorts all over the place, and I love my Disney. Love it. There's reasons for it all as well. So
I just don't have the confidence. I know what I'm like, and I think I can never think of a tattoo that I would want to keep. I like enough that I'd want to keep it on. I'm just so fussy. I am fussy, aren't I?
Yeah, you're gonna
I'm like, I just
change your mind every 2 minutes.
yeah. So I'm just like, I can. It takes a lot of nerve to like have the confidence to put something on. Look at this. The comments are hilarious on here.
The piss pot Dean's off. Yeah, that's Barry.
he's swearing.
Get him off.
Quick.
The
What was
sin-
that Simo was saying about the one-way system?
Hang on. It's about the pubs reopening and things.
Yeah. Is this about that they wanted people to go through like almost like they do in a supermarket for beer?
Conveyor belt.
Yeah, that ain't ever going to happen. Like with all the I've seen when we operate our tap room,
Yeah.
and you've got like a ton of people in there. There's no way you could get him to do that after some beers.
No.
Not a chance.
It's not that I can't see straight, let alone walk in a straight bloody line. I mean, follow that line. Nah, ain't happening.
And yes,
Yeah,
Baby Yoda. I love. It's not Baby
It's not
Yoda.
Baby
It's
Yoda.
the child.
Yoda.
Oh, but it
The
looks
child.
like a Baby Yoda, doesn't it?
Dean, you saw The Mandalorian, didn't you?
I
I
love it.
did, yes. Yeah, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett's alive.
Dun,
Amazing.
dun, dun. Anyway,
I'm looking forward to season 2.
So Barry said that Piss Pot Dean's gone.
when you're from Yorkshire, tattoos.
You don't need no tattoos.
Well, I'm not from Yorkshire, so
You're not.
No,
Not
Dean,
original.
you're from Eastbourne, aren't you? That way.
Who, Dean or me?
Yeah.
You.
Oh, me. Sorry, I grew up in a place called. I was born in Shoreham. I lived in Peacehaven most of my life, and then I moved to. I've lived in Seaford, New Haven, Worthing, and LA, which we lovingly is Little Hampton.
Yeah. That's cheating.
Yeah. And then I moved to the north then.
Yeah, my sister lives in Hampton.
What's that place we went to and we brought coconut pirates?
Paul.
We went to Paul. I don't know where that come from.
It's not near Little Hampton.
I had a coconut little. He looked a bit like a pirate. It was called Cecil.
Oh.
There you go. Fact. There you go. Fact.
There you go.
If you take nothing away from this tonight,
Yeah.
I had a little coconut called Cecil. There you go.
We got 2 coconut pirates, right? They're the weirdest looking thing. We brought that today as well.
That's the one purchase I've made today.
Mr. Spud.
Spud with the power peeler.
Oh lordy!
When I get my next drink, I'll bring the coconut pirates in. They are the weirdest, oddest looking things ever.
Don't bother.
But because they're coconuts and they're actually been turned into pirates, I was really fascinated by it.
Oh gosh!
Yeah, I told you it will be all right, didn't I?
Are we ready to move on to the next one before my life ends?
Yeah, boycott Wetherspoons when this is over.
I ain't boycotting Wetherspoons.
It's the nearest place to us.
It's the nearest place to us. It's where me and Wanda met. I'm boycotting Wetherspoons.
Well, we boycott Wetherspoons a few years back, just because of the way that they run it. and they're not bad people, but they get you hooked on turnover.
Cheers, Paul. No, I haven't gone all taxi driver. I was going for the Mr. T look.
Oh, because of his hair. He's on about his hair.
Oh.
I saw somebody said Star Trek or Star Wars, and I would say Star Trek.
Yeah, but then you'd be wrong.
Do you remember that song, Star Trekking Across the Universe? And it had all those little things.
Yeah. I don't know all the words for that. That's
You
pretty
remember
sad
that?
part.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, Dean, John's obviously a wrong one because he likes Star Trek. So, after this is finished, we won't have any more to do with the man. Ever.
Get out.
What's that say?
Unbelievable.
Wanda, take them coconut pirates on the David Tishon show and he can value them. Oh, there's no value to them. They're a bit washed away, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Where are you going?
I'll be back next time.
Wait. He's left me.
Oh.
Where you gone? I hate it when he just ups and knees and doesn't even say like what he's up to. I get a bit worried, to be honest with you, because I don't know what he's going to bring back.
What are you gonna come back with?
Dean, you're very quiet.
I'm very quiet because
What are you talking about?
I can only hear half the conversation at the moment. That's why.
I'm with you.
No.
I got this at a jumble sale today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Wow, it's massive.
Yeah, it's really like heavy and thick inside. It's really, really thick. It's not like really thin. It's like
Like a goblet.
It probably feels about like that thick inside.
So I bought five or six glasses from the jumble sale. Cost me £10. I've had a look on eBay. That's probably worth 20 quid alone.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you know what I really miss about the South? Car boot sales. They just don't do them the same in the North.
Yeah, you like cowboys.
Oh, I love a car boot sale.
I don't like it.
Piss
I know.
box.
I'm sorry, it's all right.
Didn't go for a piss, Barry. I went to get my glance.
Any excuse.
Right, shall we move on to handbook?
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to find
Really?
Right, I'm gonna get another cider. Hang on, I'll be back.
Okay.
And coconut. Ellie,
Pirate.
Don might be joining us.
Who's joining us?
What's this?
Oh, fuck. She's got to get the coconuts, isn't she? Oh, Christ. Are you ready? Are you ready to rumble, Dean? Cool. Blimey,
Dean's trying to get- have we got Dean? Is he there? There he is. So, I've got the music to go with this.
Okay.
The story is, I like what's called chill hop music, and chill hop is very relaxed and cool. And we did another beer with a guy called Brock Berrigan from New York, and Handbook, a guy called Jake, lives in York, so we thought we'll do one with him. And the album, the song is called "Pride Before the Fall," and you'll spot the song straight away on Spotify because it's got the same design as the tin. And the idea is that you can go sit in the sun, listen to this, and you have a chilled out experience.
Right.
So I don't know if you can hear this. You won't get a copyright strike or anything.
I haven't got any money. It doesn't matter.
So that's the music for the beer. So Jake, who is Handbook, actually picked a lot of the hops, and he kind of designed the beer with the brewers. So it's actually inspired by the guy. We didn't just like, oh, here's a recipe, we're going to make some. He actually picked the ingredients.
Oh, okay.
And then he came on brew day and brewed it with us.
Oh, fuck.
Back.
It's back.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about a handbook.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay, and
Session IPA.
John was telling us the story about the beer. There's some music that's associated with it.
4.7.
Go on, Wanda. You going first?
Oh, Swelling's this time.
I haven't perfected the spell.
It's fruity.
Go on.
I don't want to smell that.
Orange. Smell orange.
Yeah, big tangerine presence to it.
Yeah, that's what I was going. I was going to go with sort of orangey.
I was actually right. Am I being right for once?
No, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to ruin it for you. I'll let you come up with your decision.
A little bit of a dank edge to it.
I'm definitely getting orange.
There's a little bit of like mustiness about it.
It's got.
I don't mean that in a bad way.
It smells quite. It's like a dank smell, dank aroma to it.
What's the dank smell anyway?
So it smells like musty, sort of quite earthy.
Okay.
It smells. Go on, John. What are we missing?
So, if I said that it smelled like the colour green, would you agree?
Colour green?
Yeah, well, that's what we were all trying it, and we were like, it smells like the colour green. That's the only thing we could come up with. We're like, it's really unusual, and I think it's because of the hops we used in it. But it's got like for me, I really like it because I like tobacco and I like seaweed, and to me, it just has that tobacco-y sort of seaweed kind of edge to it. Neither of which are in it, but
Wanda's a tobacco woman. She gets tobacco out of stouts. Go on.
What?
Can we get any tobacco out of that?
I smell like citrus smell.
You don't get citrus and orange.
it might be for it. Like to me, that's probably because I've tasted it a load of times. But that's
Does it smell like green?
Green.
I would have said more blue.
oh, okay, yeah, do that.
What colour are you going with, Dean?
Beige.
This scale was really nice, really different. We're going in. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Lydia. Captain Meats Adventure said Aldi and Lidl do some good gin.
I've got an Aldi one at the moment, actually. I've not tried it yet.
I shall get it.
Yeah, I've nearly finished this one.
That's got a real malty backbone to that for me.
Again, it's coming.
Yeah.
Very dry back end to it.
Yeah.
Earthy.
Earthy.
Yeah, very dry.
Summer fruit.
It's really with the dryness. It wants you. It's making you go back for more.
Yeah.
Can I introduce you to someone? You know, I was saying about the coconut pirate. They're very weird looking, but they're funny. We thought it would get them for a giggle. Right. Oh, hell.
That's just what she said.
But how on earth did someone do that to a coconut?
Skills, that is.
Oh,
What, do they have names?
we haven't actually named them, have we? Pirate
I
one.
think that they look like Doug and Bob.
Doug and Bob.
I've just covered the back. There's a secret.
What do you mean you've just covered that? We've had him for about 3 bloody years, you stupid woman.
Can't open it.
It's not a hatch, that's why. So it's to be scooped out.
I'm introducing the coconut pirates.
as you do live on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's me, isn't it?
I just lost the plot, mate, to be fair. Our channel's over. Give up. She's got to watch Scott and Wanda. What we should do is we should do a review from the Coconut Pirates.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Have you seen it, John? Have you seen the review? I think when was it, Dean? Was it October time where Wanda wasn't here? So Wanda wasn't here.
No, it was November.
Maybe November time. So
January, actually.
No, it wasn't. It was November. It was last year. Wanda wasn't here, so I had to improvise with the review, and it was.
That's all I've got to say.
One of the most painstaking things I've ever done on the channel.
It looked like he was having lots of fun, to be fair.
I had to green screen it. I'll see if I can find it. Basically, Wanda wasn't available, so I had to draft in a substitute who was Wanger.
I remember that.
Oh dear me.
Where is
So,
it?
what do you think to this?
Yeah.
Then?
I like
You're
this.
going off
Classic.
the-
Sorry. Yeah, I actually really like that. I like the way it's really drinkable.
Kobe thinks that's awesome.
Is Lydia not a fan of that?
Not at all.
She was like, I said, how did you find that? She went, that is awful.
Dean, that's awful.
Yeah.
Do you like it, Dean?
Trying to be positive.
It's not my favourite.
I quite like it. It's all right.
You like your bitter stuff and that, though, don't you?
Yeah, it is.
Either like if it can taste quite bitey, spiky, quite feisty, you like it, that kind of thing, don't you? So
it's got a very, very unique flavour.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that we make that tastes like that.
I think that's a Marmite beer, that one. I think it's one you're going to like or you're not going to like.
I find myself craving it, which is really odd.
You really like it.
I really like it. I find myself, I would, when we first had it, I was not a fan. And then as time went on, I kind of started drinking it more. Now, I'll go to the brewery. I've got like a 2-litre bottle and I'll fill it up with handbook and go home. Just publish my alcoholism across the channel.
I think we're all guilty of that. Especially during lockdown, I think there's certainly the sales of beer and everything's just gone mental.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mark says Audi Hoppers Gin is awesome and has won awards. I think I've had it.
Things crashed in.
I've had flavoured gin.
They
I
do.
don't think
They
I've
do a
tried it, have
They do
I?
a Copperberg gin.
They
Don't
do a Copperberg gin. I haven't tried that yet.
Shimmer to it, this one.
It's got
I've
shimmer
that
in this one.
The Copperberg one, haven't I?
Yeah, you've got a
Strawberry and lime.
Copperberg strawberry and lime gin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some like
Got quite a
gold.
few for my birthday.
I don't know if you can see it, gold at the bottom. For that, it's like that's like a Star Trek special effect.
Wow.
Oh, we've gone blurry. Hang on. There we go. We're back. So, Dean, you didn't like that one?
No, I don't hate it. It's not like. I mean, I'm drinking it still, but it just doesn't. It doesn't do a lot for me. I think that the Pilsner is still out in front at the moment for me.
That Pilsner, I really like the Pilsner.
About Silver Spur.
That's. And you like the Silver Spur as well. I'd certainly put them in that order. Drunken Tailor, Silver Spur, and Handbook at the moment for me.
I've got high hopes for the porter though, because that's another style that I really do love.
It's a porter is until we started the channel last year was not something that I'd really delved a great deal into. It's a style I've really learned to appreciate in the last year and a bit. It's something.
It's the same as a stout. Are porters and stouts the same?
You can.
No.
I'll let you guys decide that while I go for a whittle.
I would say the difference with a porter to a stout, I would say a stout tends to be thicker.
Mother fudger.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, more body.
Yeah.
She didn't swear, which is unusual. You've done well there, Scott. Well done.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
Trying to have a good effect on people.
Yeah, it's down to body, isn't it, between the two styles, really?
Right.
Yeah, so porters use, I'm reading this off a website, use malted barley, and stouts are primarily made from unmalted roasted barley, which is where coffee flavour for most people associate with the stout comes from. So that's the difference, apparently. I will say with this one, so this has got a story to it, and the bottle label that you've got is actually the old design. So it's been redesigned, and the new labels look like the Silver Spur one, and it has a picture of a Cortina.
Okay.
Because, so the new labels on our website to view. But basically, it's this song was done by a guy called, I'm sure it was Ian. He's passed away, God rest his soul. But it was about the Garda in Ireland, and they had this group that used to go out and catch drink drivers called the Band and Car, and they would beat the snot out of them as well. So the story is about them. So we had a look at, when we redid the label, we looked for the sort of correct car that they were using at the time, and it turns out it was a Cortina. So, the new label's gold, and it has a Cortina on it. I'll find the song, actually. If I can find it.
I found out something today.
Oh, for God. There we go.
I don't know how much truth is in this. It's something I saw on Facebook.
Could I stop? Before she goes any further, this is going to be utter rubbish. I don't know what she's going to say. It'll be completely
Find out where they think hangover come from. The word hangover.
Oh,
yeah. It come from it was like a punishment for drunken sailors, really, that as soon as they got their money while they were away, they went and spent it all on drink, or it was the pirates. It was one of them. And that was their punishment because they were so hungover the next day they couldn't work and things. So to punish them for that, they got them to hang over rope for the whole day when they were suffering as a punishment. And that's where the hangovers come from, apparently.
Wow,
I don't know how much true is to this. I was quite, I didn't know that.
no, that's quite cool. See, there you go, Scott.
So tomorrow, I'm going to hang over rope, see how much truth there is. See if it is like a punishment. I want to do the tens machine on him.
She does want to do the 10.
I really do, because he reckons
kicked in the balls.
No, you've got to be careful.
No, I haven't.
Careful.
Being kicked in the balls is all right, John, isn't it? I'm all right with that. I'm on safe ground.
Look, I'm not. I was only kidding. It was a joke. You don't have to be like super.
All right, I've been kicked in the bollocks.
We say to him not to swear on the video with me there, and I'm like, you can't say that.
That's it. The floodgates have opened.
Anyway.
Dear Lord.
Anyway, he reckons being kicked down there is worse than childbirth. And I said, right, we'll put this to the test.
No, right.
Okay.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
And Lydia will.
No, I'm going to stop you. My reasoning for that, and I have very sound reasoning why being kicked
It's a rubbish reason.
being kicked in the gonads
Rubbish
is
reason.
worse than childbirth, right?
Rubbish.
It's a perfect reason.
Rubbish.
You
reason.
kick a man in the testicle sack, and say to, and he's bent over and say, "Do you want another one?" At no point in his life will he say, "Oh yeah, I'll have another one of them."
It depends
Right?
on your enjoyment.
You ask a woman after she's had a baby, you having another one? No. 6 months later, do you want another one? All right then. Worse than childbirth.
Would you do that to get your
Absolute fact.
But we're going to get a
It doesn't
10.
last anywhere near as long either. Does that?
Yeah, but
This is
no. But
Depending on if
you
the-
shut your
no, no,
face,
no.
you.
if the pain for down there after being kicked down there went on for 16 hours or longer,
Right.
I think it'd be.
But
yeah.
also, you watch a woman, right, watching telly when a woman's giving birth, they're like, that's right. Oh, should we have another one? A bloke watching the telly, someone get kicked in the neckers, they're like that. Ooh.
Yeah, it's true. I get that.
That's wince that if a woman's
No,
giving child, they'll be like, oh.
It's like shattering out a melon.
Maybe it's a similar pain, but it doesn't last anywhere near as long.
Anyway, let's let the
To
10
have that pain.
All right. I'll tell you what ain't happening, though. You ain't kicking me in the balls and then having the tens machine on to find out which is worse.
We're
That ain't
going to do the tens machine and we'll do a video on it.
Yeah.
See,
I want to see.
I had my tonsils out as an adult, and I've never felt pain like it. And it never stopped. It was just agony. And they said after 5 days, it's going to get worse. And I thought there is no way this could possibly get any worse. And on the 5th day, it was like someone turned the switch on to real pain. And honestly, I've never felt anything like it. And I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink water. I was just in agony. And I spoke to somebody else, and she's had her tonsils out, and she's had a kid. And I said, right, as an adult having your tonsils out and having a child, where's the pain threshold? And she said, well, childbirth is a solid 10. And she said, having your tonsils out and the pain after is a good 8. And I just thought, flipping heck, I'm so glad I'm a man.
You got morphine. You got morphine for that.
I did
You
got
don't get
morphine.
morphine for giving birth.
I was a little bit high.
But you get ice cream as well. So,
Ice cream.
No ice cream. You don't get ice cream.
No,
you get
don't like
toast.
ice cream.
toast.
Yes,
Cornflakes.
I had my tonsils out when I was about 11.
I ain't having that.
And that's the first thing. If you can swallow that, they let you go home.
Yeah, I'll be saying, can I have ice cream first, please?
It's meant to help or something.
Bring
I
the
was
ice
like,
cream about 4 days later.
Toast. Do you know what? I remember before the operation how hungry I was. And I was like, they were like, would you like anything to eat for us? I was like, yeah, get me loads of food. I'm really, really hungry. Obviously went down, had the tonsils out. I did not touch food for about 2 or 3 days. Right.
See, Dean's used to this now because on our lives, we just run off on utter nonsense.
I'm reading the comments and they're talking about
It's good
football.
though.
About any of it. I'm really sorry.
No, I had a cesarean. Had them both naturally. And second one, I was too late to have painkillers as well, which was not good.
I bet you moaned, didn't you?
No, that's the one time I swore.
Hang on a minute. That ain't the only time you swear. You bang into things around this house like no one's
Have
business.
you ever stubbed your toe? Okay, right. That hurts, okay? That actually hurts.
It
makes me
I'm not being
cry.
funny. When she got a bit earlier, if I had £1 for every time I hear "ow," I mean, this is the woman genuinely, because we had the conversation earlier, that picked her hair tongs up by the wrong end.
Oh.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
Every day.
I'll give you a clue. One end is hot.
Do you know what? Just today, I nearly chopped my thumb off with a knife. I've got a little dent in my thumb. And I shut the window and it caught my other finger and that was throbbing and it was swollen. And I've walked into door handles. Honestly, it constantly happens all day, every day. I don't even know why. I said to Scott, I think there's something wrong with my eyes. You know when
your bloody brain.
You know when you kind of miss, I reckon, mate. My eyes don't see things fully.
I reversed into a wall in my van. I was really angry.
You did.
I dread to
I
think.
had no one to blame other than myself.
I dread to think with her peripheral vision, when she walks down the aisle next year, I don't think she'll make it.
Oh,
Bang in the
Have
summer.
you seen that
jump
comment?
all over.
Have you seen that comment? Is Wanda too pitch to push?
Too posh to push.
No. You know what? I wish I did have a cesarean. That would have been a lot better than the other way. I'll tell you that for a
You
fact.
could accuse Wanda of being many things. Posh is not one.
I don't do posh. I don't think.
What was it my mate said? He said to me, and we were talking about pregnancy and stuff, and he just turned to me and he went, it'll be straight out the sunroof. And I was like, what? And he was like, she's gonna have it straight out the sunroof. Nothing to worry about. And I was like, I don't know what you mean. And that was his version of cesarean, was straight out.
I reckon. It's minutes. I'll be back to work in the afternoon.
Someone put a really lovely story up on Facebook about men having children. I'll have to show you it. It's eye-watering. That's all I got to say.
You don't have
Piece of
one.
piss.
Mhm.
Piece of piss.
Yeah.
So are we going to try the Irish Porter?
Let's go for the porter.
Right, I'm going to put the track on that goes with it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I actually thought, am I hearing me? I thought that
Singing ballads in the bar to make a couple of bob. I was doing the best of the Stilby boys down in the Porkhouse bar. Little did I know in town that night was a dreaded bandit bar. They're dragging them in their haven, Kilbrittle and Kinsale. 5 miles to stories. No matter where you come from, no matter who you are. If you're a man who likes a porter, beware the bandit car.
There you go. Anyone who loves his Porter, beware of the band in the car.
I thought it said Alan Carr. I must have misheard.
Oh.
Bandon Car. So this is what I like about your bottles, John, is you've got batch numbers and best befores on, and that's I like that. I know exactly what I'm getting.
I like them, but I hate filling out the damn things.
You have to do it most of the time.
I used to, though. Oh, flipping heck. And it was my idea to put the blooming batch numbers on.
I think I've done it.
Yeah, I was like, I had the kids doing it the other day.
Sure, that was neat. 7 years.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
Looking good, yeah.
Well, I'm looking up at out our window, and there's
I
no
see
light
it.
getting through that at all.
Oh, it's got some flavour, this bad boy.
Go on.
Right, Swan and Sniff.
Do you agree, Dean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, a deep dark mahogany.
Lovely.
It smells like bonfire.
Oh yeah, I'm liking the smell of that.
Dean's got a smile on his face. That's always
Oh, yeah.
I love seeing a smile on my friend's
Yeah.
face.
Coffee.
Do you have bonfire toffee down there?
Yes, they sell it in Lidl and at
Smells like bonfire toffee.
like toffee. Yeah.
Getting toffee. Yeah, a lovely
Yeah,
roast.
I'm getting top.
A nice roast.
Uh,
Smells
Yeah,
lovely.
it's one of them. It's one of them beers that you could just smell, and it's a lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, a proper porter.
Oh,
Lovely
it's
smoke. Lovely smokiness to it.
David Thompson says, "Hey guys, where's the best place to buy a mixed beer box online? If you mean mixed beer for us, go to lordsbrewing.com and use the hashtag Father's Day, all capitals, and you'll get £5 off."
well, that's good. Scott's just putting the link in.
Well,
Oh,
I'm going to try that while I'm doing this. Can we sort that out?
It'd be good with the cider on my tongue.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
be
it's
fine.
got a lovely chocolatey roastiness about it. A really, really nice smell.
It reminds me of a coffee. It really does, like roasted coffee bean or something. A roasted flavour in that.
Mm.
What was that hashtag, John?
just put in hashtag Father's Day, all capitals.
What's that for?
£5 off.
£5 off.
Right, here we go.
You'll like that.
I do like
It
a nice
tastes like,
porter.
yeah.
Say it's a style that bypassed me before I started the channel. Really begun to really appreciate the style.
Are we going to dive in?
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's do it.
Cheers.
Hey guys, thanks for coming on. Cheers for coming on our first live together. Appreciate it.
You're right, Dad.
Oh, yeah, it was all emotional. Oh.
You actually was.
I wasn't. It got stuck in my throat.
Oh, did they?
That's lovely. Lovely.
What do you think, Dean?
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Dean's in his element. Look,
Yeah.
he looks like he's on cloud 9.
Dean's had a long day, so Dean needs a nice beer to finish his night off.
I like that. I've been up since midnight. I thought the Pilsner was going to pip it for me, but this is just sort of. That's took the lead. That has.
That roastiness in there is lovely.
Oh, yeah.
It's lovely. There's a real nuttiness as well. Real nuttiness in there.
Yeah.
What would you give that out of 10, Dean?
Oh yeah.
It's a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I like it. It's really
If I was to score it, I'd go 8 out of 10. It's really nice as well. Okay, the body on it's not super thick or anything like that,
No.
but it's a 4.8% ABV porter.
yeah.
So
It's sort of because
put the body to one side. It's got loads of lovely flavour in there, though. Loads of roastiness, like you said, Scott. A little bit of nuttiness in there. A bit of toffee.
Yeah.
Touch of milky coffee.
It's it's really drinkable. It's a drinkable porter for me.
That's a very, very
Especially that low ABV.
Yes.
Lovely.
So what?
It's not too heavy, is it?
No.
No.
I think you're right because hang on, they're back again. Because the carbonation is quite light, it goes well with the body, so so that makes it more drinkable.
It's so what happened with this?
Yeah.
Last this is my mistake, right? So last year we tend to not sell as many dark beers in summer as we do winter, and I randomly in spring put the Bandon Car on as I put that on by accident. And I was like, I walked in the brewery, and when you're doing a porter, it smells different. And I was like, what the hell? And it turned out, I was like, who put this on the brewing schedule? And they went, you idiot. And how the hell are we going to sell these in the middle of spring? Anyway, we rebrewed it last year 4 times, and it sold out within hours each time.
Really?
And we sell absolutely. It never stays in for very long. People love it, and I think the beauty of it is it gives you all the everything you want from a porter, but it's not really strong.
No.
So because of that, it's very accessible, and you'll find that people drink more of it. They might have 2 or 3 pints.
It's really drinkable. Really drinkable. I'm just sat looking at it. I'm just sat looking at it, and you can see the little bit of carbonation fizzing away on the top. And you look at it, and I'm getting the aroma from it, and I'm a foot away. It's lovely.
Dean, how's yours going down? It's going down a treat.
I really like it. Yeah, I really do like that. I'm not one for back-to-back dark beer sessions, but something like this, I could quite easily have 2 or 3 pints of this, no bother. It's not heavy. It's not heavy. It doesn't bloat you or anything like that.
It's not gloopy. It's not really fucking heavy on the palate. Oh, effing! It's not heavy on the palate. It's really smoky. It's really nice. Beep. I think I've done quite well tonight.
Yeah, you've done great, mate. You've done great. I didn't. I was only joking, you know.
Yeah.
I know, but you know what? I need to because.
Well, I say it all the time. You need to calm down.
It was. I think it was the Chosen Man video that we did. We did the Chosen Man review, and I made a whole point for the whole video of not swearing. And then at the end, I said, "I don't think I've sworn," and I was like, "Effing brilliant."
I know we laughed. We did laugh. We saw that. We were like, "That's genius."
But
I mean, I'll put my hands up. I do a little bit of swearing now and again, but I just put it down to a little bit of passion sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a really good beer in your hand, and it just comes out sometimes. I don't want to go down that vulgar road.
No.
When I say it, it's just a little bit of passion, really. That's my penny's worth, anyway.
Someone said to us, there was a comment made, and I can't remember when and how the comment was made about, I can't remember what review it was, is you've obviously rehearsed this.
We don't rehearse nothing. We just go out there and just
genuinely, and I can't specify.
We don't have time to rehearse.
Specify this half the time. Wanda has no idea why she's going in the shed and what she's reviewing.
He just says, "Can we do a review?" And I'll go, "Okay, then." And I'm like, "Oh." And
then it's just sat down and utter nonsense for about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's no review. The only me and Dean have discussed this. The only what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Chicken. Yeah. The only looking up stuff that I do is on the brewery. That's all I do. Just do the brewery and a little bit about the brewery, and that's it. I don't want to know about the beers because we
kind of guess what's in there. No, we read on what's on the can.
You started reading the cans.
I read the cans, going, "Oh, it's got this, and this." Oh.
Yeah.
If it's got chocolate in
I
it.
get that. I mean, we've said before, haven't we, Scott? There's a beer review for everyone out there, you know.
Of course there is.
I find it more exciting going in not knowing a great deal about it, because you can come, like a typical example, this porter, very, very happy with it. I wasn't, you know, I don't know what I was expecting from it going into it, but I'm very, very pleased with it.
I like it.
Dabbled with finding out the information about it. I've just waited till But at the same time, it's nice to get a load of information. And I know there's beer reviewers out there that put all that information out and tell a little story about the beers and the history. Brewery. And
Mark doesn't. Mark will give you the history of the brewery and all the beers, and he said he's got notes from the stuff that he's made on that. There's one for everybody. I like Dean because I can watch Dean's review in 3.5 minutes. I'm off to do something else. Ours drag on for about 12 minutes, and after that's just utter bullshit. To be But there's someone for everybody, and that's the fun thing about beer reviewing. It's
I mean, the thing is, I would love to do beer reviews, but the reason I don't do it is I really don't like the thought of trying to. If I have something and I don't like it, I want to say that I don't like it. And
I do that.
And I think because I'm a brewery, it would look like I'm bashing on the competition, and really that's our industry. I've come from the motor trade, and it's full of crooks and criminals who will badmouth the next guy, no problem at all. And in the brewing trade, you know, I can honestly say our local competitors, Mallinson's, Empire, Beer Inc., Magic Rock, Bosun's, all like I could go on and on. They've all been super supportive, and so like for me to try and dog another brewer's beer, even if I'm like I don't like it, I just wouldn't feel comfortable doing it because I know how much it means to the brewery and to those guys that brew.
You're in a little bit of a sticky wicket when it comes to things like that, though, aren't you? Because of obviously what you do for a living.
Absolutely, but equally so, I think we can bring a different element, which is we. Did you see our live stream on a Saturday night? And it just descends. It starts all serious with news stories about beer, and we just descend into madness as the night goes on, and we drink more beer. We were talking about, you know, that song. What's he called? Oh, my mind's gone blank. The guy, Tiny Dancer.
Oh yeah.
Hold Me Close. And it's Hold Me Closer, Tiny Dancer. Mike started this thing, and he kept singing Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza. So then we've had this thing where we've been sending emails with new orders on and attaching pictures of Tony Danza. So then the other day we had to go and drop something off, and I literally handed over the beer to the shop, gave him the invoice, and as I handed to them, I realised that there was a picture of Tony Danza at the bottom of the that Mike had put up for no good reason. I was like, oh, Lord of mercy. So, yeah, we do have a lot of fun, and I think we can bring an element of what it's really like to work in a brewery and the fun that we have and the struggles that we have and all those kind of things all mixed together. So we just want to be honest with people. And one of the big things about our brand, we want to be approachable, and we want to be, you know, like these guys on here that have ordered beer, you know, I can't wait to have all you reviewers up at the brewery. I want the guys who comment, I want them to come and see us.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We've got to sort that out once all the lockdowns lifted up, and yeah, that'd be great. We've often talked about like when we've had a few to drink. What would we call a brewery if we ran one?
That's not that. If we
like
said
that.
If we won millions,
if
we won the lottery, then we'd do a brewery.
Yeah.
But for me, people like myself and Dean and Barry and Mark and Simon to a large degree, we're in a position where we can be honest about a beer. We've got no affiliates to anybody. Just I don't know how many beers
we've got nothing to lose, have we?
No, I think we've done 170 odd videos. I think I've launched 3 beers out the shed.
You can see that coming.
One in utter contempt, and one. No, 2 in contempt, actually. Both Brewdog beers.
You got frustrated with them, didn't you?
I got frustrated. The pale ale frustrated me. That it was just a nonsense beer and I could feel my anger build. Wanda wasn't here. As I was drinking it and going through it, I could feel my anger building inside. And in the end, I just lobbed it. because it fucking.
It's because you've been like a true dog fan all your life, and not all your life.
There's nobody drunk more
Not when
Punk
he was
IPA in this
12.
country than I have. I am a big Brewdog fan, but when they're brewing shit like that, I'm not having it. It's horrible.
Do you remember when we went to the beer tasting thing for the day? I got you a beer tasting day, didn't
Yeah, Brewdog. I love Brewdog. The
I
frustrating.
wasn't keen. What was the one I liked though?
Oh, yeah.
It was probably the weakest one there, to be fair.
Dean will appreciate this. The only beer that Wanda liked there was Indie Pale Ale.
I can't believe you.
Oh dear.
Yeah. The Lost Review, Dean, isn't it? The Lost Review, that one.
Oh,
See,
yeah. Like some of the missing episodes from Doctor Who, it's just gone. It's never to be seen again.
I've got to say, from a business point of view, Brewdog are incredible. Like, I don't think any brewery in this country can do marketeering like Brewdog. No one can do it like they can. They are absolute masters of what they do.
I have a couple punks. I think in the olden days, I think that's absolutely true. I think they've lost.
You've got to give it to them for that.
I think they've lost the plot now. I think, and I've described this. That as a brewery, they're in no man's land. They're too big for craft, too small for macro, and I don't think they know where their clientele is anymore. I think they've lost where they actually sit in the great scheme of things. And again, they're a marmite.
I think their bread and butter now is on the supermarket shelves with their core store.
But then they've released this week.
That's double focusing on at the moment.
I'm going for a wee. I'll be back in a minute. Lydia, she knows loads about beer.
Yeah.
that double punk is fantastic. I love it. Wanda's got to get me another one actually. It's really, really good.
And how much was that was that a 4-pack, Scott?
Yeah, I think 4-pack was about 11 quid, something like that. I'm just going to check. I don't want to sell people down the river. I don't know. It came to about 14, 15 quid with delivery. You can buy them in 4-packs, 12-packs, or 48-packs. I don't want 48 packs of an 8% beer.
48.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be fair, that probably lasts me till midday Sunday at this rate.
Yeah, the rate that you go through, mate, you're probably right there.
Oh, I don't know. I weighed myself yesterday, and I wasn't happy. This lockdown's done nothing for my boyish good looks and my weight.
I think everybody can say the same, can't they?
So where are we at? Let's have a look at the comments because my sturdy assistant, trusted assistant has gone. We've got hello Paul, just up to your channel from David Thompson. Cheers, mate. A metal fan here. You know it makes sense. I know the Southampton bloody one today. I'm one happy about that. So Lydia, you don't like beer at all?
No.
So you're in the position that Wanda was probably 14 months ago, and I've turned her around. I reckon John should start up a YouTube channel trying to get you to try everything.
I've tasted a few. I just can't get into it. I'm a wine and gin kind of girl.
See, what's really interesting, I really love the taste of beer.
Yeah.
My little boy. So we've got 2 boys and 1 girl. And when I was growing up, I wouldn't have Coke. I'd always have shandy. I just like the taste of beer and bitter. And we used to get shandy bass Shandy Bass. It was in a blue can with
Shandy
a
The one
Yeah.
by memory I have of Shandy Bass. I was in junior school. I took a Shandy Bass to school for lunch and got had it taken off me.
Yeah, I don't get it because it was really good, and Kobe is just the same. He loves the beer taste.
Yeah.
Now the problem was my parents were very anti, don't drink, and then what happened was when I got my hands on it, I went mental. So with Kobe, he's like, oh, because he's not bothered for Coca-Cola. He doesn't really like ice cream. So for a treat for him is a non-alcoholic beer. So I'll pour a little bit in a glass for him, and he thinks it's the best thing he's ever had. Loves it, absolutely loves it, and it's 0 alcohol, so can't do him any harm.
No.
So yeah.
I've done my balls on beer, to be fair, this month, and Wanda bought me the Krupp sub, so I bought 4 subs.
It was meant to be a surprise for Father's Day.
I've got 4 talks for that. I've actually had a couple of the Lagunitas and got 3 decent pours out of that now, haven't I?
Yeah.
Done very well on that.
The thing is, it turned up, and
Is that any good on there?
Lagunitas is like, I'll tell you what, Dean, I loaded it last night. It was in the fridge. 2 seconds, we'll come back to you. Okay. I loaded it in. You're supposed to obviously chill it down to 2 degrees, but I don't want to be drinking an IPA at 2 degrees. It's too cold for me. So I thought I'll put it in for an hour or so, and it was still red. But what have you done now? Yeah. She just hurt herself on the blinds. As you can. So I poured it when it was still red.
Kiss.
And it was lovely. I got 3 good pours out of it. It was fantastic.
Poorly
Get out of it, you weirdo.
Dean, are you still with us?
I think Dean's froze.
Yes, I am. Yes, no, I'm still here.
But the Lagunitas is lovely, Dean. Absolutely lovely. But I want to do. I've got an idea for a video.
Oh no!
It doesn't. What do you mean? Oh, no?
Switching over.
You know what? Every time he says I've got an idea for a video, that is literally my words. I'm like, oh dear God, or oh no, what he literally scares me a little bit. Because I'm thinking, what's he coming up with now? What's he been doing all day while I've been at work? What's he thinking of?
Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, Dean's vanished.
Yeah, don't worry. He's just swapping over. Dean's moved to a new house with his lovely new pub shed. Unfortunately, the broadband in his pub shed, I need to go and sort out for him.
We've got at the brewery, we've got a really bad connection, and we use something called a Netgear Nighthawk, which goes off because we're really high and we can actually see all the telephone masts.
Yeah,
and that bad boy gives us some serious bandwidth. Here at our house, it's garbage.
So I say Dean's moved to his new house, and from what I can gather, I mean most people routers are at the front of their house. I know he's got a broadband extender, but I don't think it's working particularly well. So I've already said to him I'll go and sort his broadband out for him.
Top man. Paul's he's putting his money where his mouth is. He said he would buy. He was like, I'd buy this beer. So he's obviously going on and buying a beer, but he wants a t-shirt.
He likes t-shirts, yeah. I like your t-shirts. I liked your t-shirts the moment I saw him.
So he said in one of the comments. Just put that one back up for us, Wanda.
Which one?
This one here.
I don't know if you can see that, but they're even branded in the back as well.
So Paul's up. I think Paul. Yeah. So John's replied. We did our first live hosting thing last week in Craft Beer UK on Facebook. We did 6 supermarket beers, Tesco beers. Got Paul on to join, and he actually messaged me the next day saying he was absolutely mullered. He's another nice bloke, Paul. Another one.
He comes across as a really nice guy.
Straight down the middle.
Did you see the hoodies as well? I'm
Yeah.
totally merchandise. So they're all branded inside as well. I don't know if you can see.
I like the design. I've got a lot of tattoos with like the swirly
Wanda
bits
likes swirls.
and stuff. I got a thing for swirls, but I just like the whole design anyway.
So under the hood, we have the LB Co as well. So it's quite subtle. You put the hood up, and people say that like, oh.
Yeah,
Well,
it's really smart. I like them.
We're going to do some more anyway. We're going to have a few more designs, and we've got some other stuff in the pipeline. We've got some other logos. So we're very much. This is
really good.
You what? Sorry.
What you've got, your design, what you have is really really smart. And
so I watched a video probably 2 days ago from Ollie from Point Sized, and he did some of your stuff. It's a few months back, and your whole branding was different. There was different branding on. When did that change, and whose idea was that?
So we were ultra traditional, and the brand that we had really fitted what we did. And as I wanted to move forwards, we kind of started the rebrand at the beginning of this year. We'd already messed with it last year. I did one of these. I've got some of the stuff here. So we started to change stuff up. Try not to set fire to the place, but and we did an American pale ale.
Yeah, we've still got that. We've got that.
Now that's an absolute belter of a beer, but we put it in a bottle, and it didn't do well at all. And we're going to move it. We're going to move it to can. It did well in keg and cask. And that's when we started with this logo here, which was done by some local artists, which is what we've got on the T-shirt. So then we got Georgia on board, and then she came up with the sort of modified LB Co. Ooh, so if you look at that, that's actually a bottle top and a barrel and the logo and the crown.
Okay.
And these are all what we call. So these are. I don't know if you can tell, but the writing. The signs are actually shiny, but there's
a texture to them.
That's right. Yeah. So these, to give you an idea, are £1 each.
Okay.
And our old design cost us about 20p. So we've upped our game on our quality of what we put out. The only reason is we were like, our beer's good, but our branding, we're kind of selling ourselves short. And so we started to do some slightly different designs and up our game a little bit. And this is another one. You can't really tell the color on that. It's actually a very pale blue.
Right.
And then Winter Hill. That's another one. So these style ones.
Is that the winter
Winter Spice one?
Yeah, I've got that out there.
That is.
I said to you, I'm going to save that to the winter. I'm going to have that. Yeah. I'm going to have that sometime in the winter.
That's a really weird beer. So what you've got to do, if you have it,
go by weirdness. It's good.
Yeah, if you have it too cold, it tastes awful. But if you let the temperature just get a little bit up, take it out of your fridge, leave it on the side for half an hour, then drink it. Mm-hmm. It's what we call a fender ale. And fender ale is, you sit at the fireplace and you have the beer. That's a fender ale.
It sounds like a perfect evening.
Have you seen this one?
No.
It's got a little teddy bear on there.
Oh. What colour is it? Is it
Roy.
pink?
It's pink. It's really, really
Oh,
pink.
that's my favourite colour. Pink is that my favourite colour.
So that's the brewer's teddy bear, and it's a cranberry-infused pale ale.
Oh,
And his teddy was called Roy, so we called it.
brilliant.
So we started to do the rebrand at the
Fair play.
beginning. The only reason is the labels. Some of the labels you've got, that kind of style, are the core range that are the new ones, and then some like the Bandon Car label you've got is the old one. It was merely because online orders were so high that we were losing money. We decided not to buy any labels and just use up what we had. So we used up all the old labels. That's literally all the stuff. So we have rebranded, but we're kind of trying to move things forward. And then we've got a candle as well. And that candle is it's got its own branding.
I remember you showing that on one of your quiz evenings.
Yeah, we've sold a load of these, but they're really smells amazing. Yeah, and it's got hops. It's got hops in it. So cool.
Is it a hop? A candle that's got hops in it.
Hoppy candle, Wanda.
I love my candles. I've got them everywhere.
I know, she could set fire to fucking London.
I love like lights and candle lights and things like that.
I'm like that.
Always putting the candles on more than me.
I'm a nightmare. Actual nightmare.
Dean is
They're everywhere.
Shut your face now. Is Dean?
Don't be so rude.
Dean is Gemma a candle freak?
Yes, yeah, Yankee candles and all that.
Yeah, I like tea lights as well because it looks pretty. I like my lights in the garden, like solar lights as well.
Yeah, tea light. Definitely.
I love all that. I could sit in the garden with all the lights on. I'd be like, it's like a happy place. It's like, yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. Oh, this light is so bright. Hang on a minute. Turn that off.
We've seen your picture and set up on bloody on Instagram with your fang dangled stuff. We've just got laptops, me and Dean.
So
yeah, mine's a crap laptop though. Because it don't seem to be wanting to play ball. Right?
You'll be off up to Curry's tomorrow when you're getting a new one.
Well,
just tell Jimmer it was a tenner.
Yes. Send me a link.
So the candles are made by a local lady, and if you've had Yankee candles or Candleberry or what's the other one? What's the other big one? Joe Malone or whatever. These are amazing. No black smoke, no soot from them. They last absolutely ages. They're all natural.
That's really good because even with the Yankee candles, they have like a lot of black stuff if they're not put out right. And I've noticed that with the Yankee ones. And that's pretty impressive if they don't do that as well. That's really cool.
Yeah, they're really good. I know she's a friend of mine, but honestly, really good product.
So I've finished Abandoned Car.
What are you going to drink now, Scott?
Really good.
What are you on to, John?
So what we're going to do? Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to. So me and Dean, we're going to put these in order of what we like them. What do you reckon, Dean?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, fair play on that one, mate. Yeah. First up,
I'll put it out there.
You've taken it. Hang on.
That one does it for me. That's top of the tree for me. That is an absolutely stonking porter. A very sessionable porter at 4.8.
So I agree that's
lovely.
I agree that's my number one. Wanda's taking my bottle away, so I can't show it. So I agree.
He likes to put like his favourite drinks in the shed. We've got beer wall. He's got a beer wall on his side. So I was getting it out ready. We have to wash them out so there's no ants and stuff that go in it.
Number 2, absolutely agree. The drunken tailor, love that.
Yeah, that's a really nice Pilsner. And then
number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And by no means the worst, but number 4.
What order would you put them in, John?
Yeah, go on then, John. Your order now.
Oh, now you're asking. I'm going to be controversial. This is easily my favourite.
I was going to say you were looking appalled then.
No, I wasn't. Honestly, I totally get it. This is a really weird tasting beer, but there's just something about it that I think you've got to have a few of them, and then I don't know. It just grows on you so much. When I first tried it, I didn't like it. Now, after having many gallons, I can confirm that I really like it. So I'll go with that one. Second, absolutely, totally and utterly love the Pilsner. For me, especially at the brewery, me and Mike have got ourselves one of these on keg. We've got a handbook on keg. And we've also got a Sunset Cocoa on keg, which you haven't tried yet. I know Wanda really wants to try it because it's like chocolate orange porter.
She was going to ask me what chocolate orange
You
porter.
know what? That sounds amazing, and I can't wait to try that.
And I put that last, second to last, and then I put the porter last. But actually, it's difficult for me because I like all of these ones, and it depends on what I'm doing. So if it was a summer's day, I'd be smashing out this. If it was sitting at home with the fire on, I'd go with the Vodka.
Do you know what? I totally agree with that. It depends where you are and what's going on and the weather. Do you know what? On Christmas Day, I was drinking a stout for the first time on Christmas Day. It used to be like wine or cider or something, but first time, he got me Super Santa
For a Munson,
which is a chocolate stout. And I really, really loved it, didn't I? And I said, I've got to have that as a traditional drink for Christmas Day because it's got Santa on it and things like that. And I was drinking it away, cooking Christmas dinner. I've never done that. Never. Because it was like warm in the kitchen. It's cold outside, Christmas time, Christmas dinner. I've got to have this stout. Winter time. It's proper weird. In the summer, I'm more for the ciders and everything. It's quite weird. I think it does depend on.
I think summertime is sort of Pilsner pale ale time, isn't it? And then sort of as you head on through the autumn, there is a different.
I agree with that sort of analogy of it because I do the same sort of routines really. The dark stuff is normally the back end of the year. Especially the IOABV stuff, Imperial Stouts, cold, dark winter's night, beautiful beer to be having. But I mean, as for the Lords beers that were kindly sent to me, and I'd like to thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're doing a fantastic job, mate. You've got a nice portfolio of styles there. And I like what you're doing at the moment. So big thumbs up for me anyway, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. It means a lot.
We're looking forward to doing a trip, aren't we, as well? And
I think we need to agree a trip. But certainly the Dean and Gemma come as well. And we'll come for a weekend because I think it'll be brilliant.
Well, I've got an idea, right? So
I've opened up a can of this.
It's too strong. It's too bitter. It is.
It's fine. As long as it wasn't Magic Rock, we're fine. No, they're all right. They're all right. I'd just like to salt in during this conversation that we beat them in a taste test in Leeds. There you go. We beat Magic Rock on cask beer. But yeah, there you go. No, what it was.
Yeah, quite close to you, John.
Yeah, we're very close to Leeds. So what we were thinking of doing,
fair play.
One of our customers has got a barn, which has like proper night. It's really nice, and it can sleep about. Mark. No, not Mark Lomas. I don't know if I should say it. Mark Evans. So it's got a big place. So it's got this big barn house that you can see from the brewery, and it's loads of people can stay there, and it's quite nice. It's all like separate rooms and stuff. So what I was speaking to our guys, and I suggested that when lockdown's over, we would hire the whole barn, and we'd do it from like a Wednesday or something all the way through to a Sunday.
Right.
So if people came up on Wednesday night, so we'd have Wednesday night, let everybody arrive during whatever time. Then Wednesday night we could have at the brewery. Thursday we could do a trip out to like York or Leeds or Manchester or wherever, and then basically through those individual days, because we've got relationships with lots of breweries, so we can take you to loads of cool bars. We can take you to cool breweries that we know. For all the way, like we can take you to Whitby and take you to Whitby Brewery. There's like pirate ships. There's all that kind of stuff there. Yeah, it's where Cook.
Sorry, John, I can't make it that weekend. When is it?
Yeah. So we were thinking of doing that. We could do like a day in each place and an evening in each place, and then travel back on the train back to Huddersfield, because we're right on this corridor where we can go all the way across. I know Simon and his missus, she really wants to go to York, and we've got Brew York are legends, proper really nice.
Wanda loves Brew York. Wanda's a big fan of Brew York beers.
Yeah, they're really nice guys as well, like genuine people.
That's how we went, isn't it?
Yeah, we went to Brew York. Yeah, really nice guys. So we could go to all these places, and then you guys as well. Like, it's not all like about Lords Brewing Company. I'd rather the industry does well. So it's not all about. Obviously, I want to do well, but it's the whole industry as a whole needs to do well.
You're absolutely right. And what's happened in the last probably 4 months, I think it's heightened, certainly within what we do, a community spirit for me, where everyone's looking out for each other. We support our local brewery. Actually, there's 3 breweries in Portsmouth. Staggeringly Good is one that I thump their drum every day of the week. It's their stuff. I've sent stuff to Dean. They're fantastic. But there are 2 other breweries. I've got stuff coming from one tomorrow, and I've emailed another one. And I think the more people can buy local and actually buy local, don't be sent stuff local. We buy most of our stuff. I know Dean buys most of his stuff, and I think that's really important. I think it's really important to showcase stuff that you've actually bought. I think it's really important.
No, I agree with you, and I think there's some really cool places we can take you. There's one called we'll take you to Magic Rock. We'll take you to Magic Rock. I don't mind. They're really genuinely, they're legends.
I know Magic Rock. Sorry, Magic Rock. Dean will back me up on this. Hold the thought. Magic Rock gets shit all over because of the deal with Lion, but I don't give a fuck about that. All I want is them to make decent beer. If they're making decent beer, I will buy it and I will drink it.
Well, at the end of the day, as a brewery owner myself, if somebody came with a check for 24 million, I'd sign it. So, like, sorry, I would totally that kind. When you've got family, kids, and all that kind of stuff, you know. And do you know the really cool thing? I can take you to the place where Magic Rock started and show you the place why it's named Magic Rock, because it's to do with their parents' business, which was really cool. Right. So, and it's just up for Lydia's mum and dad. They live literally around the corner. So there's all sorts of stuff. There's loads of breweries. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. There's like Mallinson's Beering, Ryan at Beering. I mean, talk about make some mad beers. His beers are just crazy. Yeah. He's only by the mill by Tim Longton's.
No, I'm not familiar with that brewery, but they need to be put on the map, don't they?
Oh, there's all sorts. But can you imagine if all you beer reviews come up and you all, like, I have no reason to get like, oh, you can't show this, you should show that and all that. I don't care. You show it all. We take you to all the different places. You know, we go and have an absolute laugh. We build relationship. We have fun. We go to all these different breweries and we just have a laugh. I mean, it'd just be fantastic. And you'd have so much content. And I think nationally, people would have loads to go at. I mean, there's loads of good breweries. Kirkstall, Northern Monk, you know.
Kirkstall, yeah.
You know, there's loads of stuff. There's loads of places we could take you. The Pivovar guys, they're awesome. There's Tapped in Leeds that has a brewery in the place where you're drinking. The pizza dough is made from the yeast from the beer. I mean, it's just like insane. Assembly, 50 keg taps and street food traders all in the same place. Mega.
Sounds cool. Sounds cool.
It's what I like about you guys is that there can be quite the beer industry can be quite insular. So look after yourself. Look after yourself before anyone else. You guys ain't like that. You're like, let's look after the industry as a whole. And I like the message that sends out actually.
It's important because if we don't all survive, then there's no industry, is there?
No.
So it's like the pubs. We've said with the ullage, if you send us back a barrel that's full of our beer that you opened, we'll send you a fresh one, free of charge.
You can't argue with that, can you?
No, we need the pubs to survive.
That's dedication there, right there.
It's not.
If I don't have pubs to sell to, if they all go to the wall, I haven't got a business.
No.
So I'll invest in those pubs. They're all good. They're good people, you know. They're families. They're students. There's guys studying blooming PhDs that are relying on money that they get when they work at the bar. You know, there's everything in there, from people that put their life savings because they've always wanted to have a pub, all the way through to the guys that are just struggling, and just don't know how to run it, but they're trying to make the best of something. And all those guys, we do, guys and girls that are out there, we just want them to do well. And if they do well, then there's a good industry, we'll make money. That's literally it.
I think it's interesting that certainly over the last 3-4 months that the industry has learned to adapt. So the amount of mini kegs that are now available, the online stuff that's actually shot up from nowhere. So Staggeringly Good that's down by us. They started a drive-through where you could just pop along and pick up stuff. That obviously shut down, and they went mainly to online stuff. And I think it's done well. I think the breweries that have adapted have done really well.
You've got to do it.
I'm not a lover of the mini kegs because for me, as soon as you open that, you're opening it to oxygen, and it's immediately oxidizing. I had one from Staggeringly Good. My favourite brewery. I don't slag them off, but I had I paid £34 for a keg, and it arrived and it had gone.
Wow. I mean, it's difficult. We've just ordered. They literally landed today. So we've got 210 of them. I mean, I feel like I'm really late to the party. Like everybody had a party, and then I was like, I've turned up at midnight. But
you're picking everyone else up that's drunk.
Yeah, that's literally it. I'm like,
Everybody picks me up when I'm drunk, to be fair.
I have to say,
he's a legend for are picking me up from places.
Yeah.
Honestly, it could be 3 a.m. and I'm like, could you come and get me? And
This is a story. 2 years ago today, right? So 2 years ago today, my favourite group, and has been since I was 16, or 45 next month, is Pearl Jam. Right? Got Wanda into Pearl Jam, and then 2 years ago we were due to go and see him at the O2. Gets tickets. That's a different story altogether. We go up there. We got a hotel booked at the up in London. We turn up. We get to the hotel, and the bloke says to me, "Are you here for the Pearl Jam gig?" I'm like, "Yeah." He went, "You've not heard?" I'm like, "No." He said, "They've just cancelled." I'm like, "Pardon?"
We didn't even know.
So for the first time ever, he'd lost his voice, so they cancelled the gig. So we're like, "What are we going to do then?" So we thought, well, we'll stay here. Well, we'll go to the cinema or something. But we'd gone to a tribute band's gig.
What they did at the last minute was put on an evening if anyone was going to the Pearl Jam to go to them if they wanted to. And I thought, do you know what? I don't like last minute things sometimes. It makes me a bit on edge. Then I thought, do you know what? We'll make the most of being here in London because we travelled from Portsmouth. We weren't just going to go cinema. He was suggesting cinema at one point. I thought, we'll come to London to go cinema. We can't do this. We need to do something. So I got the tickets sorted, got the train tickets sorted.
She said to me, "Do you want to go to this gig?" I'm pissed off.
He's because it's all been cancelled.
Really
He's
pissed
like,
off.
"We're going to have a rubbish night."
She said, "Do you want to go to this gig?" I'm like, "I tell you what, it's the other side of London. If you can sort it out and you can tell me how to get there, because at the moment I'm done, then we'll go."
I sorted it all out, and I'm like, "Come on, let's go. Let's go and make the most of it." And then we spotted a Brewdog bar. We ended up in there, and then I'm like, "Oh no!"
But we actually got engaged on stage in front of the same group. So the Pearl Jam tribute group in front of 700 people.
No way.
Yeah, at the garage.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
You didn't know?
Yeah.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. You knew nothing about it, did you?
I didn't have a clue. They kept looking at us and smiling and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, they're being really friendly, aren't they?" You know, thinking, "Oh, that's really nice. They're making time, for their fans and stuff," and didn't think nothing of it. And then they got to this song, and then all of a sudden Scott's like, come with me. And I'm like, what? Out the fire exit. I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? Is something happening? Thinking, I'm freaking out, thinking, is there a fire or something? And I'm next to I'm on stage in front of like all these people, a sold out show. And I'm like, what the hell? I thought he was going to sing to me or something.
No, that was the bloody you. There's 700 people. You just said was tearing out the door at that point.
Next thing you know, he told me, right, that he never wanted to get married.
Now listen,
okay?
I'd recently gone through a horrific divorce. It was horrendous.
So he
still fighting to see my son back in court next month. So I was a broken person, didn't want to know, but met the right person that changed my life.
So in my head, he told me he was adamant that he never wanted to get married again.
Good, don't you go on?
And when you're with someone, you kind of accept that, don't you? You kind of accept, well, okay, fair enough. He doesn't want to get married. I can't force him attitude. Then I've just kind of left it. And then so while I'm on stage, I'm thinking, is he singing to me or something? And next thing you know, he's on his knee, they're going down on one knee in front of all these people. And it was nuts. The whole crowd was going crazy. And I was just totally blown away.
No, that's not what happened. Actually, I was doing my shoelace up.
I tripped, fell, and then
got out for a quart of milk. Got a bit lost, fell over on the stage, and had sort of something in my hand.
But it was amazing. Amazing. I was not expecting that at all because I obviously didn't think he'd ever do that anyway.
The funniest part of this, guys, is when we go into the venue. Obviously, I've got the ring in my coat pocket, right? Yeah. So we go in. I've been in contact with the group for 3 months, so they know So yeah, we've been for 3 months. They've come out. We're the first in the queue. They're like, "Hello, guys, you're both here." I'm like, "For fuck's sake, don't give it away."
I thought, that'd be really nice, wouldn't they?
We walk into the venue. What's your name? You ain't on the list. I'm like, I am. Then I am. So go through your list. So go through the list 3 times. Oh no, you are here. Brilliant. And then we go in, and there's this big security guard. So I'm stood there. Wanda, can I check Wanda's bag? Yeah, check the bag. Off they go.
Had a little rucksack.
She goes past me. He said, "Right, can I pat you down?"
Mickey Mouse one. I have Mickey Mouse rucksack.
Can I pat you down? Yeah. So he pats me down. He goes, "What's in the pocket?"
Oh no.
I went, "What?" He went, "What's in the pocket, mate?" I went, "Nothing." But there is something in the pocket. I went, "Yeah." Big bloke, massive. I'm like, I ain't getting in a fight with him. So he's like, "Well, you got to get out." I went, "Mate, I can't." Wonders like that.
I was like,
I'm like,
what's going on?
He's like, "You've got to take it out of your pocket, mate." I'm like, "Mate, please, I can't take it out of my pocket." He's like, "But you've got to." I'm like, so I've had to stand on tiptoes as I'm whispering in his ear saying, "Mate, it's an engagement ring. All the band know about it. Don't make me get it out because otherwise you're going to spoil a whole surprise." And he's looking at me. He's like, I went, "Look, this is the guy's number. If you want to phone him, phone him." He went, "All right." So in you go. So in we go. We walk straight down to the front of the stage. The stage is like 6 foot tall. And I'm like, my first memory is, how the fuck am I going to get her up there? I'm like looking at it thinking, I ain't crawling.
Obviously, I was on the line.
And then I'm thinking, I ain't drinking. I'm driving this day. I'm thinking I'm going to drive.
You did drive. You got a train.
No, I was going to drive. And then on the morning of the event, I'm like, I ain't driving. Fuck that. I thought, I'll get a train. So I look at the train. It's £50 per, and I'm like, brilliant.
Well,
So
by the time you got petrol, and
we've had 3 points in the we've had 3 pints in the Brewdog and kitchen round the corner. Goes into the garage in London in Islington, and they got Punk IPA in pint cans. So I've had 4. So before we get on stage, I'm absolutely
And you got up on stage and got on one knee and killed as.
Oh no, I messed my words up. I did actually mess my words up, but there is video footage of it.
Yeah, you'll have to share it. We'll share it to you later, John. Have you seen it?
Cool. That's cool.
I don't know if Dean's seen it. Have you?
I think you put it up on Facebook a while back, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we did.
Because quite a few people filmed it and they contacted us.
Yeah,
Facebook and stuff.
It was about.
Shared it with us. So.
We've actually made some friends from that night, haven't we? So a couple of really good friends.
That's we have you seen the video where the guy puts his wife to be on the back of a car? And they drive up the street, and then everybody comes on and dances and sings.
Yes, I've seen that. Right. Yeah.
So I showed my little girl, and I went, "See this?" We watched it. It was like, "Oh, that's really nice." I said, "If you're going out with a guy and he does anything less than this, say no."
That's the standard.
That is the standard. Anything less than that,
you didn't do that. Though.
It's not happening. No, I didn't. I just took you to.
What did you do, John? Are you two married?
Yeah.
So what did you do, John?
So I took Lydia to Ireland. So my grandma was Irish.
Okay.
She was a Lawler, and I never met the woman. She died before I could meet her. She died of cancer. But she was an amazing woman, and like you'd hear stories about her. My granddad was difficult and a black marketeer and all sorts of stuff he got up to during the Second World War. That's a whole nother story. But my grandma was pretty cool. And I was just like, I just wanted to honor her. And I thought I wanted to honor part of my heritage. And I thought, you know what, I've done stuff for everybody else, and I thought I've never done anything for her. And I decided that I was going to propose in Dublin. So I took Lydia on a ferry full of blooming sweaty truckers. It was very romantic at first. Got to Dublin, we had no blooming money. We ended up having to keep somewhere because we arrived way too early.
To get a hotel, didn't we?
Yeah.
So John planned it all out, and you could tell he'd planned it, but not really fully thought it through. So we set off on like night at like 10 o'clock at night. Drove to where did we go? Hull?
Somewhere in Wales. No, it's not Hull. It's the other side.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's completely the other side.
Drove to where we got the ferry, so it was maybe 3 hours, 2.5 hours to there.
Yeah.
Then we had the ferry overnight, so he thought we'll sleep on the ferry. We got like a room, but you just don't do because you're excited. So we arrived in Dublin at about 5 a.m. and we had the whole day, and our ferry back was that evening at like 10. So he expected to sleep on the ferry there and sleep on the ferry home, and then he had to drive the 3 hours back home after. So we get into Dublin at 5 a.m. There's nothing to do at 5 a.m. And then we're like,
lots of drunk
shattered.
people.
So we had a hotel to have a few hours sleep. But we got there at 5 a.m. but we had to pay for that night, so we had to be out by 10.
Yeah.
We couldn't stay any longer.
We got proper ripped
So we
off.
just said we'll skip breakfast and we'll just sleep till 10, and then we had the day in Dublin, didn't we?
It was lovely,
We went
actually.
to the
President's
Mm-hmm.
President's Park, and there's like a lake, and it's got swans on it, and the sun was shining, and it was reflecting on the water, and there's this little wire white bench, and Lydia was sat on that bench, and then I got down on one knee in the middle of this park with all these people around, proposed, she said yes, and then I took her to the zoo, because that's what you do.
It was freezing.
It was cold. Man. It was fun. It was really romantic, but it was really nice.
And then I think we had McDonald's.
Yeah, we had McDonald's celebrating.
We love all that kind of thing. Like, you know, that random day out, random everything. It's brilliant.
Right.
That was
Right. So, my friend Dean.
How did you propose, Dean? Did you propose, or was it your wife that proposed? Who did it?
I did it. I think it was Christmas Eve, about 18 years ago. We've been together for 20 years, so yeah. 2 years after meeting her.
That's very good.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. But we met. She was working in All Days at the time.
I remember All Days. There's the little newsagents.
And I went in there to get a packet of cigarettes, and she was at the counter, and I was like, "Oh, hello." And I didn't have the courage to say anything at the time, so I got my 20 cigarettes, paid for them, and left. And then as I walked out the shop, I realised that I had to go back in there. So I went back in there, and I didn't want anything. I ended up buying some bubble gum, and I went back to the counter again. And then I said to her, I said to her, I don't suppose you fancy going out for a drink at the weekend? And she said yes. And I was like, oh shit, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Did you put the bubble gum back?
It went from there, to be honest with you. But it's funny now because we reminisce about this situation, and originally she thought I was going to rob her.
Fucking brilliant!
Yeah. She thought no, he's been in here once, he's taken the place out, and then he's come back in again. He's gonna do the business now. Yeah. Yeah, 20 years later, we've got two beautiful beautiful girls, and I think we're going in the right direction. I think, hopefully.
Mate,
Amazing.
mate, you've never told me that story. That is the most amazing thing
Yeah.
I think I've ever heard in my
Well,
life.
I've told you now. I've told everyone else now.
That's fantastic. I love that. So that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you pay for the bubble gum?
But how did you propose, though, Dean?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you do that bit? I need to know this now. What did you do?
How did I do it?
It doesn't need
I
to- it doesn't
think
need to be.
I put it.
It doesn't need to be fantastic. It's done how you did
It's
it.
Something like that. I think so. Yeah, it was a perfume box, and I think I put the ring in there.
I like it.
Something like that.
Stylish.
Very nice.
Yeah.
No.
20 years is
It's amazing,
in
especially with the world it is
the
now.
world we live in now. It's so I mean, I think my first. How long did you? We've been both married before. My marriage lasts fucking 2 years, I think, before I wanted to kill the fucker.
Mine was 10 years, but he kind of cheated on me.
You can't say that.
But he's no longer with us anyway. It's a long story. There's a lot of things. But anyway, and then I met you 3.5 years ago in Wetherspoons, actually.
So we
Good old spoons.
Good old spoons.
so we met in Witherspoon. So
It was hilarious.
There was
Our story's hilarious.
Wanda calls it the weirdo day.
Weirdo day.
I'm not one of them.
The weirdo day was when I first saw him ever. Was the
Can we
weirdo day.
stop? I was three.
And then there's a brave.
We were-
There's a brave day.
I was 3 stone lighter then. She's ruined me.
Oh, behave. It's because you're happy.
I ain't.
Behave yourself. But
I'm the same. I was practically an athlete.
I was 3 stone.
That's contentment right there.
I ran the Brighton Marathon last year.
Really?
Yeah.
he actually did. And we did 26 days of exercise straight. Not constantly.
Hang on a minute. Let's go back to a comment John's just made. He sounded fucking shocked
Yeah,
that
he
I could
did.
run a marathon.
But,
That's a bit rude.
I'm going up the stairs, my knees and that.
He's supposed to be Mr. Fucking Positivity there. Like, he's like, oh, he had to run a marathon, the fat bastard. Look at him.
I wasn't right. So I used to race. I used to do a lot of racing, a lot of motorsport, and I really mashed up my body when I used to do it. And I can't run because my knees don't go with it. And I look special when I run.
do you know what, John? I've been told I look like Phoebe out of Friends running.
She does.
Oh man, I just look terrible because I can't.
Don't worry about it.
Wanda looks like she's got special needs when she's running.
I'm like, because I've broken so many bones, I just don't run normally, and I can't do it. I end up with back pain, my knees are. I'm a wreck.
Do you know what was the worst part? Genuinely, the worst part of running the Brighton Marathon. I guarantee this was the worst part. I run past the Brewdog bar twice. I was like, I could just pop in.
Yeah, carry on running.
Yeah, just pop off again. Just pop in. No one's going to notice.
No, I mean, fair game to you. I think that would be epic. That when they give you drinks as you're running, somebody just hands you a cold lager. There you go.
Hats, the hats with the 2 fucking things that sit in it. Just beer, bump, straw, done.
It's guys that run with like full fursuits. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. Like, I take my hat off to those dudes.
It's not that. I did all the training for the marathon. I did everything right. I was running. Well, I liked running at the time. I don't like running now. I haven't run since. Done my head in. But I've done no hill training. This is absolutely genuine. genuine truth. I did no hill training. Went to the Brighton Marathon. I headed out of the park and it was all uphill. I'm like, I'm going to die. Literally within 4 minutes, I'm thinking, I'm going to fucking die. That's it. Game over. I'm going to die. And it was like 5 hours, the worst. Wanda said to me, everyone said to me, all through the training, yeah, but when you cross that line, you can have a sense of achievement. So across the line, Wanda said, how do you feel? I went, I just want to go home. She's going to go. And I had to drive. Wanda doesn't drive. So I had to drive from Brighton back to Portsmouth. I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out of the car. It was horrendous.
Oh no.
That's enough to put anybody off.
I was like, oh. But it was about. I parked on the outskirts of Brighton as well, thinking we'll have a quick getaway. But it was an hour walk, about an hour walk. I'm like, oh, never that. I had to get a taxi.
My word!
Wow.
That's
I've not actually run in anger since. I did about 3 runs, and I was like, I've had enough of this shit.
Paul's coming. I did 3.5 hours in the London Marathon. Then I got bored and changed the channel.
I love Paul.
I think I've got to. I think I never really. I can't do it because I can't run properly. I got into airsoft for a while because I like guns.
Yeah.
I grew up around guns. My dad had guns. I won't actually have a proper firearm because I've got too much of a temper. But I did airsoft for a while and I really enjoyed it.
I don't think you just have one either, Scott.
Hang on a minute. You're supposed to be positive. You could have
To be honest, John, I don't think Scott should have one either.
Can I have one going around Lidl's?
No.
No, driving.
I'm a very calm person now, but I wasn't before. And I know there's a beast that lurks beneath. So I know that it's probably not a good thing for that moment that I lose my rag. So I just won't entertain it. But I did airsoft for a while and I enjoyed it because I think the thing is for me, because I did motorsport and I did karting, I did 2-stroke. It's very fast, 100 mile an hour, bumper to bumper, 30 carts on the track at the same time. And you can't think like, oh, what am I having for lunch? Or I wonder what's happening tomorrow, because you'd crash or you'd
Yeah.
So the problem for me is with a lot of hobbies, I find that I'll throw myself into it. I'll initially enjoy the hobby. And then if it's not immersive, I'm just not interested.
No.
It doesn't capture I haven't got that motivation to keep going. I will say business and having a brewery and all that I've really enjoyed the process. I mean, it's been hard. It's knocked chunks off me, but like I've enjoyed the process of learning. You know, at school, I wasn't silly or stupid as a person. I was a bit of a terror. I was always getting in trouble for fighting. But I think people never thought I'd ever amount to anything because I had a habit of pressing the self-destruct button.
Yeah.
Look where you are now. The brewing company, which is mad. It's amazing.
I mean, we're not a big brewing company. We don't make loads of money, but we're out there. We talk to people. We have families that rely on the money. And so for me, I've really enjoyed it. And I was at a meeting of these guys earlier before lockdown, and it was all like the top, like multi-millionaires. I'm sat at the table with all these guys. Yeah. Oh gosh, I totally messed this up. Right. This is cringe. So I got an email saying, would you like to come to a breakfast round table at KPMG? Now, KPMG are the guys that did the brokered the deal between Lion Group, Kerin, and Magic Rock. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So I go to this thing. I thought, I better Google what a breakfast round table is. I find out that it's this full-on table where it's got nothing to do with breakfast. at all.
You
I
thought
thought
you
I
were
was getting a
for
free.
English.
Yeah, I thought I was getting a free meal. It had nothing to do with
I'm
that.
excited about getting bacon and eggs and hash browns and all that.
Yeah, breakfast with all these people. That'd be great fun. It had nothing to do with that. I was so terrified. I turned up in KPMG with a pair of Timberland boots on, jeans, a Lords Brewing Co hoodie, and everybody else is dressed in tailored suits.
No way.
And I'm like, oh, really young now. And we went up, and I sat down, and I was the poorest person in the room by
Millions.
at least £5 million. Like and I sat there, and I've got this dude from KPMG on this side. I've got this woman from business desk who's like this business thing that we've signed up to, and then around the table are all these people, and they're all super successful, really amazing. One guy, he makes jukeboxes, and he's such a nice bloke. But like Princess Anne went and saw him the other day. I was like, holy cow! So they're all like worth millions. And there's me.
Also, didn't he?
And they went around the whole table introducing themselves. Oh, last year I turned over 20 million, or we made a 20 million pound profit, and our business sells insurance broking services. And I'm like, oh, and it went all the way around, and it got to me. It looked like where I was sat, I was cheering the whole thing, and I just went, thank you all for coming. I'm glad you got the invite. Breakfast around the table like that. And they took their socks off because I was so unprofessional. I was just like, what the hell am I here for? I said, I thought I was getting a free breakfast. No one said anything about this.
John, you know what you should have done? Generally, you should have stood up and said, my name's John and I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, I nearly did.
How are they going to deal with that then?
Oh my God. It was so cringe. It was so cringe. But actually, I got to the end of it, and the one bloke that I talked to the most turned out to be the guy that was taking the notes for the whole thing. And because everyone else was like, who the hell are you? But yeah, it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I did all right, actually. I held my own, but yeah, scary. Wanda and Scott, what, eh?
Hey.
Hey?
Hey. Oh, I sounded like a scouser then.
Hey. Vanessa Kitty, hi. That's a nice gun there. It's like a 1911.
I think Vanessa Kitty comments on most of the beer review stuff, if I'm reading things rightly.
Yeah, I think she's got a big following with Rod J over in the States.
Rod J over in the States, yeah.
That's one hell of a gun. I have run out of drink.
I'm
on my second double punk.
I'm on my last one of these. I've actually gone to my just in case drinks. I've gone to my just in case.
Wanda's on the just in case stuff.
On my last one now as well. I can't handle any more than 5.
Was that Lowenbrow?
I made these gins with
Warsteiner.
Warsteiner. You put a box on earlier, didn't you? You did the box up.
Yeah, 10 quid for 12 bottles out of Co-op. You can't argue with that, can you?
Sorry, Lydia, what were you saying?
I was just saying, I think I made my gins too strong.
What gin you on?
I'm on the Aldi one now.
The Aldi one. Okay, is that the shimmery one you were showing earlier? Okay.
That looks.
What do you have gin on its on? Do you have that literally on its own, or do you add drink to it?
Tonic, yeah. I normally get this Mediterranean tonic.
Oh, okay. I've not really had gin with you, have I? I've tried gin and tonic a long time ago, years ago, and that's about one time. But I've not tried the flavoured gins yet. I don't know what they're like.
I prefer the not flavoured ones. But I got quite a few flavoured ones for my birthday.
Okay. I'm interested in the Copperberg gin.
Yeah, I've got that one.
I keep seeing that one and thinking, shall I try it? I don't know. 'Cause spirits, I'm not very good on just low ABV drinks anyway. So anything higher, I don't think I'll be very good on. And I'm a bit worried about it.
I'm just going to move that drink out of the way before we smash it across the laptop.
My problem is I pour it in and then I'm like, I think I've made like half the glass full of gin here. Like a tiny bit. So it's a bit strong. But
Dean, do you drink any spirits?
I don't mind a drop of rum again.
Rum.
The old is it the Kraken rum? Yeah, I'll have a bit of that now and again.
You need to get hold of
Captain Morgan or something like that. Yeah.
You need to get hold of that Vocation barrel aged one with a rum in it, mate. That's lovely.
Oh, you like a Warstein, don't you?
Warsteiner?
Did we have that in Disneyland?
No. I do like a Warsteiner. We went up to Morrison's the other day. No, it was Tesco's.
I thought we did try one.
And they had that was Grimbergen.
Okay.
Close. We went over to Tesco's the other day. Hang on. It's fucking Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went over to Tesco's the other day and I was looking, they had the 12 cans of Punk for about 12 quid. I thought, I ain't paying 12 quid. So I turned around, I bought one beer Moretti and 2 Warsteiners for a £5. Warsteiner's all right. It's a decent.
Yeah, decent German stuff.
Yeah.
There's no nonsense, Dean. No nonsense.
Oh, we've gone very dark.
Hello, we're back.
A bit bright like that.
What are you drinking now, John?
I've got a chosen man. I found one in the fridge.
Oh, Dean loves a chosen man.
He's got your favourite there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a decent bit of that is.
What are you on now, Dean?
Dean's on the Warsteiner.
You're Warsteiner. And you're on the double punk, and I'm still on my...
I'm on my second can of the double punk.
Oh, I'm on my 5th bottle.
That double punk is seriously
I
strong.
feel like I need to.
Do you know what? It seriously is. I could not drink it. I took a sip earlier. We did a review on it earlier, and I was like, oh, it's too strong for me.
Wanda was not a fan.
No.
She's come up with a magical IBU rating of 82.
82, I guess so. 82 IBUs.
It's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's oh look, I can tell. Oh, I can dim our light. Does that look better?
No.
No, it doesn't look as good.
I don't know. I can't see, to be fair. I'm a bit pissed off.
I literally, the light here. So we've got a softbox there and another light in front of us. And it's just so bright after a while.
Yeah.
Your eyes are just like, what
You know what, John? This reminds me of a time, okay? We did a review in the evening. Stop that. Pack it in.
Are you setting your fingers up your nose?
Right. He used a super bright light, and no joke, this is on our channel somewhere. There's a beer review
I did
at night time.
No,
okay?
no, I did. It's just your face now. I did the funny moments the other day where I did that.
Oh my god! And it was super bright, and I'm not joking. It really blinded me. I was like, and in the end, stop that. Behave yourself. Anyway, I went and I come back with sunglasses on physically because it was so bright. I could not handle it.
That was Siren's Calypso.
He decided
review.
to use this super bright light. I was blinded by it. I'm not joking. I had these white dots in my eyes for ages. It really hurt my eyes. I don't even know how he did
Wanda, I'd just like to say this. In our beer reviews, you don't have to get on my tits.
I know, but I get on your nerves all the time anyway, so there's no difference.
We did bring it to the review, to be fair.
How we are in the reviews is how we are all the time.
Dean knows this. Dean knows our story.
Literally.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't change you two for the world.
It makes it watchable. Like I was saying to someone the other day, like, you know, you can go out, you can buy likes, you can use special algorithms and gain more likes. You can do all sorts of stuff to get subscribers, but ultimately, you have to have watchable content. You know, and for us, I mean, like, I look at Simon as a classic example. He's a proper showman. He's a show-off, and he's brilliant at what he does. And you can't help but watch him, and he cares about the people that are on there. You know, and I think that's really important. And then what comes across when I look at a lot of the beer reviewers, it's just that honesty of like, yeah, we mess about, and you know, we're serious about our beer and we like it. But I don't know. There's probably loads of couples like yourselves where one loves the beer and one hates it. That's like us, isn't it?
I think like you two, really.
Yeah, we can. I watched that and I was like, "Holy cow, that's just like us." Like she completely hates beer, so it just makes.
And sometimes I'm like, do you know what? It will taste really nice because with lemonade added to it, or do you know what? This is more me than you, Scott, and he totally agrees with that. Or I'll say, do you know what? This is more your drink than mine, 100%, because of the bitterness, and but I end up liking stouts. And
the funniest part of our channel is over probably the past 3 months, right? Dean knows who I'm gonna talk about now. Someone, if you're gonna comment on our videos, right, that's absolutely fine. You can tear me down every day of the week because I'm the one actually reviewing the beers. Don't have a go at Wanda.
Who's that?
Right, because for me, she's not there to be shot at. I am. Shoot at me. I don't care. Right.
People have opinions.
No. Stop. Just for 2 seconds. So someone posted a comment that has started some beer reviews saying Wanda isn't interested. Give it up. Something along those lines. I'm like, you don't know what goes on in our lives. You don't know anything about us, so don't comment. Wanda is fully involved in this, and actually, genuinely, over about the last 3 or 4, certainly the last 4 weeks, the person that is actually finding beers for our channel is Wanda.
It's been chocolate ones though.
even today, somebody Facebook and or wherever, she's like, "Have you seen that?" I'm like, "No." Oh well, no. So you can shoot at me. I'm the one that's actually reviewing the beers. Don't shoot at her because she's the innocent party in this.
Yeah, that's it. I think for us, it makes it more relatable because I can look and I go, yeah, and I guarantee there'll be many thousands of men out there where their wives are just don't like beer, and that's okay. And it's like it gives them a bit of hope that they might be able to turn.
To be honest, I've tried some IPAs where they've been low in ABV and stuff. Like I liked your one. The what's the one? It's not the summer one. It's the other one. It's a summer one, isn't it? It's not the handbook one. It's the other one in the tin. And I like that one because it's low in ABV. It's not bitter. It's not strong in alcohol, and I like that one. I actually like that one. But he likes the stronger stuff all the time, and that's what we review a lot. And I don't like it sometimes, the stronger stuff. So,
what about you, Dean? Do you see if you've got 3 ladies in the house? Is your beer shed, your kind of like your man cave, your sanctuary, where you get a bit of peace and.
No, not really. Not really. No. We all come in here. We all come in here most evenings and have a game of pool, and have a couple of drinks. They'll have a couple of games of pool. So yeah, I mean, it's not like it's my space and nobody else's. Everybody can come in here and chill out and stuff, you know, and have a chinwag and have a beer or two or a soft drink.
But they got a 5-minute window to get out.
Yeah.
Dean, I love the bar that you made. That was great.
That bar's fantastic, mate. That's a work of art.
Moving more and more this way.
Right. So,
a big piece.
I've just poured, so people can't pour a decent pour out of the sub. I've just poured this out of the my sub.
You've done that all afternoon, to be fair, though, haven't you? I think Scott's cracked the knack for it.
Lagunitas
Lagunitas
IPA. What's wrong with that?
I think there's a certain way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. The people who
what's the knack then on that pour, mate?
For me, is get the nozzle touching the glass. If you get the nozzle touching the glass, so there's not pouring out completely, and there's a little stream coming out. I'm not chilling glasses. I've not wet the glass.
You haven't done anything, have you?
I haven't done nothing.
Kind of let it settle.
Let it settle.
You haven't had that glass in the frost-free freezer for 30 minutes.
Piss off. So we need to enlighten John on this. We need to enlighten John.
What's this?
So there's a guy in America, John and Lydia.
I don't even know about this, I don't think.
Yes, you do. And his name is Rob John's Beer Reviews.
Oh, bless his heart. I have seen him.
He's either special needs.
No, he's not special needs.
Or he's having a go at all of us.
No, I think he's generally had too much to drink sometimes.
But he's fantastic.
If you watch his eyeballs, right, my eyes do that sometimes. When you've left the shed and left me to it.
Dean said this on the video the other day.
See?
You did it the other day. You were like, oh no, shit, he's left me on my own. What? No, don't.
You know what, Dean? I was stone cold sober as well.
The thing is, John and Lydia, he's clearly reading from a script sheet. So all he will ever do is tell you what the brewery notes say. So, and he's like that. You can see his eyes going.
But that's how he works. But
as he's reading along.
I feel sorry for him.
Well, if he's happy doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a funny man.
Exactly. I totally agree. If he's happy doing it, and that's probably like his hobby or something.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, if he wants to shout.
Do you know what? I do the same thing with my eyes as well.
Yeah, why not?
Comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Done them all.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you know Glyn? You know Glyn in the comments? Do you know? Have you come across Glyn before?
So Glyn is we come across Glyn from Spice and Easy. So Spice and Easy are have you come across them?
Yeah, I haven't seen their channel actually. I've seen them comment on a lot of stuff.
So Alan and Fiona are decent. They're nice people. There's the only other people we've ever done a live with is Alan and Fiona. I'm just going to take that for a second, and we'll come back to that. So they've got a business doing spice packs.
And all you got to add is like the meat and like tomato puree, the smallest things added, and you got a whole massive meal that could feed about 4 or 5 people. It's lovely. So
Glyn subbed us from there, and appears to have not be. I think Glyn's based in
Barbados.
Barbados.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a true follower.
yesterday. We had a whiskey together.
Yep.
We were chatting because it was my birthday on Tuesday.
And I sent you a message, did I not?
You did. I was crap at replying. I spent I got so many messages. I was like,
I'm always rubbish at replying, but I moan at him if he don't reply to me. Though
but
I do.
yeah,
Winning.
Do you know what? He'll talk to everyone else. I'll message him. I'll get ignored.
No. The way I stop.
Yes,
The way I look at
yes,
this.
yes.
The way I look at this is
I'm at work all day.
I see Wanda, and I
In
could
the evening.
chat to her and talk to her. I don't see the other people, so I could chat to them in the day. If I chat to Wanda when she's at work, I've got nothing to speak about when I come home.
How's your morning been? My morning's been busy and rah, rah. And he could easily ignore me, and I'm like, oh, thanks.
We
Well-
used to text each other all the time when we first started going.
Oh, shut up, Lydia. Yeah, John, I'm just removing you from the stream. Lydia's getting on my nerves now.
Now we don't message each other.
no, it's very rare.
Like,
Yeah, I'm stopping.
Yeah,
Dean, Dean, you're sat there. Do you message Gemma all the time?
Yeah, he does.
No, he hasn't. He's answered the question yet, you fucker.
I don't say all the time, but it would be nice to have a reply.
Who can you reply? Dean, right, I missed
Only because I said
missed
something.
that. Do you message Gemma all day long?
I don't expect it all day
No.
long.
Yeah, see, he's the man. Well done, mate.
No.
We're brothers together.
If I send a message at lunchtime, it would be nice to get a reply because I know he's been online and all sorts. So I'm like, thanks, ignore me then.
The only time I text Lydia a lot is if I'm ranting.
I know. I have to make sure you're all right.
I lost my temper over something.
oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
you'll text me like,
I don't know what. Right, I'm going to go to. Going to go for a manly conversation now, right? Women, they ain't men.
And men are not women.
true.
true. We're very different. We are very, very different. So,
How it
Glenn,
works.
going back to Glenn quickly, I've encouraged him whilst he's in lockdown over there to start a YouTube channel reviewing Barbados beers.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And he's cracked on there, and he's done an intro. It's really good, actually. And I'm looking forward to it. It's something completely different. It's going to be brilliant.
Crumpet? I don't want anything. Okay.
Dean is always professional in his beer reviews and incredibly knowledgeable.
Yeah, but right, stop. Right, I'll tell you what. Right, I'm going to stop you. Right, hang on. Where's that say that? Where's the comment?
What you
Simo's saying it.
Dean's always.
Right, hang on. I'm going to pull that up here now. Right, Dean. I can't see that. I'm going to have to go look at it. Dean is always professional in his beer reviews and incredibly knowledgeable.
He is.
That's absolutely right. You get his fucking missus involved. I bet he won't be so professional then. It'd be round with her like I'm round with her.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
Don't row.
No row. We just
Actually.
no, but,
Where did that come from?
no, but it's like you just fucking bollocks sometimes.
Do you know, I think I just get on his nerves with my randomness, actually.
Oh, poor old Dean.
I think it's. I think it has to be fun.
Do you know what? We're gonna start. We're gonna start adding seriously. We're gonna start adding a hashtag in our reviews of beer should be fun or beer is fun because it should be. It is. You know. There's, you know what? There's what's going on in this world. Beer isn't one of them.
Dean
Let's have some.
Dean does it in a way like.
I absolutely love Dean's beer reviews. I can sit for 4 minutes.
And it's quick, done and over.
Sometimes he'll utter the F word or pull an ugly face where he hates it. And I absolutely love that. I sent him, it was the Shepherd's Neame beer the last week, I think it was. and I sent him a still shot from his review. It was like that.
Yeah.
Words.
Pirate.
It was shit. It was shit.
It was shit.
Dean was
Yeah.
being
It was a crap. It was a crap beer.
And I love that. I know. As soon as I get a notification from Dean's beer reviews, I'm like, that's 4 minutes of my life. I can sit and enjoy that.
I've said to you before, Scott, with the lifestyle that I lead with regards to work.
Yeah.
And I have to get things done. Yeah. And I'm guessing that just comes across in my beer reviews. I don't want to be waffling on for 20 odd minutes.
I do apologise. I do waffle on.
But that works for you, mate, because you.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong at all. Just for my personal preference, get it out, do it, say what got done. End of. Game over.
Yeah.
If you want to, my logic is if you want to find out about stuff about the brewery, Google it.
Irrespective of my best friend on YouTube, which you're my second.
Dean's second or I'm in second?
No. Dean's my second now.
So I'm like, what? I'm the first one.
No, irrespective of who's falling over now.
I'm like third or fourth or.
Oh no, ninth.
How about me? Am I first or fourth?
Yeah. Oh, you're not even the fucking top 10, love.
I'm always
Irrespective of.
He wants a beer review this weekend. It ain't gonna happen now.
I don't know. I've got loads to do this weekend, but I don't know what to do. Irrespective of my best friend on YouTube, Dean. He's as soon as his things flash up, I will watch them because I know it's honest, B it's truthful, and C it's short. He's no bullshit with Dean.
How come cows are really long then?
Right, so people
cows are really long.
They're not really long.
But
what you're actually getting is you're getting two reviews in one.
We're talking about 15 minutes here.
12 minutes.
Yeah, but you know what? Actually, when we started doing our first ever videos, we aimed for over half an hour because YouTube prefers longer videos with the new algorithm. So we had in loads of waffle.
Oh, I waffle.
So we don't waffle. We just we
couldn't make it up as
we sit down. There's no script.
I make up my own words. I've got my own words. I've got my own dictionary for describing beer and all sorts. I think we need to do a dictionary. Wanda's dictionary on beer.
Hang on, man.
Beer guide for ladies.
Yeah.
kind of. Sort of.
A sort of version. I'll make my own words up sometimes.
I think for me, one of the important things. I love YouTube. I watch YouTube.
You watch it all day as well, didn't you?
I watch YouTube all day. I'm into. I'll tell you what I'm into at the moment. Genuinely, all week I'll be watching Dragon's Den. Dragon's Den people and getting their offers all week. That's what I've been watching.
Luckily, I can't work all day for 3 days of it, so that's lucky.
I've done a massive fart then.
Yeah, nice.
I think the thing that's important is you want to see someone when you're watching something that's really putting a bit of effort into what they're doing.
Yeah.
We could just have it in our kitchen here and that'd be it. But I made a little Welsh dresser. I upcycled an old Welsh dresser. I've collected loads of beer tap for my background. And then we do it from the brewery as well. So we have a nice, when we do the live stream at the brewery, it's a very different setting and probably more authentic than the kitchen. But when I watch you guys with your beer sheds and the way that you do it, it makes me want to watch it because you clearly love what you do, and it makes it look like you've got a bit of interest in what you're doing.
Genuinely, I know Dean will.
Oh,
No, Dean's not interested.
Dean's not interested.
He's his second favourite.
Do you know what? The beer shed come about when we went to Brew House and Kitchen, which is in Southsea here. And we went there for just a drink in the afternoon on a hot day. And I was like, oh, how cool are those? They were just like sheds. They had sheds outside that you could sit in. We just went and sat in one, and all of a sudden we were like, how cool would this be if we had one in our garden? And then it went from there, really. And then all of a sudden this YouTube thing started, and I was like,
it's not there. We sat at the YouTube. We were sat at this table here, and I bought the shed, and the shed sort of took a life of its own. Really,
we started the YouTube in our living room.
It's almost become a part of the character.
It's like our go-to place. I mean, on Saturday nights we're going to sit out there with our live music and shut the world off, and it's really lovely. It's like we're at the pub listening to music.
We can shut the doors. There's a table in there. The Wi-Fi reaches out there,
and we have candles.
Oh yeah,
candles and light. It's got to have candles and light, and I have the lights on outside. Got my solar lights on. Happy days.
Ah, it's nice, man. That's what
it's sort of become our go-to place, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
I was saying to Lydia, I was like, oh, if we had a bigger house, I could have a beer shed. We could do this, and then she went.
We've got the world's tiniest garden. I am not joking.
We haven't got a big. We haven't got a big garden.
It's so tiny. I'll get Scott to take a picture of our actual garden. It is so small. We've only got a little shed, really, haven't we?
It's 8 by 5, our shed.
Yeah.
So it's not massive.
We've got a tiny space garden. I'll get Scott to take a photo tomorrow, and he can send it to you. You'll see how tiny, and you can do it.
But it's a little getaway. So even in the sunshine, we went and bought a pub.
Picnic bench thing.
Bench. They were doing them from B&Q for 60 quid. So we went and bought one. So there's one right outside the shed.
Yeah.
And
so
it's just,
like,
do you know what? It's just,
pub.
it's like, no, it's just a getaway. That's all it is.
Because the kids have grown up. They don't use the garden anymore. They never did anyway, because it's all full of decking. So you couldn't even put a trampoline out there or anything. They never used it. And yeah, so it's kind of our space really now, isn't it?
New pants for Scott.
That's like I farted.
Don't worry, the kids got him in plastic pants for Christmas.
Oh my word! Where's Dean gone?
I think he's probably having. Listen, Dean's
sure he's
right. I will do. I'm going to message him in a second. Dean does truck driving and all that, so he was up at midnight living.
Yeah, but
Dean lives in Oxfordshire and had to go to the Isle of Wight this morning.
Oof. Wow, that's hardcore. He's such a nice guy. I felt a bit sorry for him. Clearly, he was having Wi-Fi issues, which meant that we kind of ended up dominating the conversation because I don't think, like, even when he was trying to talk, he was like really broken up.
Yeah, Dean's
I think his broadband's playing up really badly.
I need to go sort it out for him because Dean is for me, of all the people I've met, my go-to man is Dean. Dean is how many times have I said this to you? He is a lovely, lovely guy, and truly love you guys. And other people, Dean is my go-to man every day of the week, and it's when you hit it off with someone, you know you've hit it off.
Yeah, I think you and John have hit it off.
I love John. Love John. John is we've discussed
We
this.
like you guys because like you're
Honest,
down to earth and
down to earth,
and that's what I like.
And I'm going to say the word, no bullshit.
It's true. We just do. We are. Do you know what I mean? It's lovely that you would say that, and I really appreciate it. And I will say that all of this came about because I really love YouTube and I like what goes on, and I really love beer and I'm passionate about it, and I wanted our business to do well. And I told the other guys, I'm like, I'm going to get this on YouTube, and they all laughed at me, like, "Are you off your head?" And lockdown came along, and we'd already kind of put some stuff on, me and Al, my best mate. And then it was really Simon with the Stone the Crows that really kind of like captured my like frustration that I had. There was a place then where I could go, and because it was only commenting and not actually being on camera, I actually found it easier to just talk to me. And then I just asked him some questions like, how would you advise someone to grow their channel? And he gave us some really basic tips. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll try that. And actually, whilst we've been in lockdown, I just thought, well, I've got nothing else to do when I'm not doing paperwork or trying to sort of re-strategize what we're doing. So I thought I'll start doing it. And I've actually, YouTube's been a really good outlet for me. And then I wouldn't have met you guys. I wouldn't have met all the other beer reviewers. And actually, out of it, I've got a load of new people that I would consider to be friends. Yeah. And not just here. I started going on the Red Online, cameras online.
I don't do anything with camera.
Yeah. So I started going on there, and then I've met a bunch of people on there that are really nice people, genuine, down to earth. And they go on there because we're all kind of in the same boat, and we're just trying to.
What you need to do, obviously, in your business, is cutting through the bullshit, and there are so many people that want to judge, and being as on it, trying to be as
diplomatic as possible.
Diplomatic as we can.
Yeah.
And there's no need for it.
No, that's it. It's difficult, and I understand. I understand that. I understand that you have to be, when you're passionate about something, and you see it a certain way. Then you can end up in a position where you see, this is one of the big things for me. I keep away from the politics and the like beer reviews. I won't review. I'll try not, like the big breweries. I'm not being funny. Carlsberg and those guys, InBev, they're fair game. I will quite happily take the mick, and if I don't like their beer, I'll say. But there's this whole subculture of beer that I didn't know existed, and it's the similar. When I was in the motor trade, you had a similar thing in tuning, and with the VW guys, they're all very like, this guy's the best tuner in the world. This guy's the best tuner in the world. This guy does this, and they've all got their opinions, and they'll all slate each other for, their. Somebody will modify the car, they'll do a great job. And you'll be like, that's cool as. And then somebody will walk up, yeah, but I don't like the way you did your wheels. Or I don't like your indicators.
Yeah. There's always someone.
Like, who cares? They'll write off the whole car based on one little thing. And it's the same kind of thing where politics meets like this want to be someone. Does that make sense?
I've heard most of what you say. So
it's like having their identity is more in the people around them and what they do, than the actual thing.
There's always someone that wants to make someone's life harder for some reason.
So
I don't know what. Hang on.
Okay. So I just go on.
There's always someone that's. I find it with the job I'm in. There's always someone you can't. Whatever you do, you can bend over backwards. You can't make happy, and I think that's the same with YouTube as well.
It's the same.
Whatever they want you to do, there's always something that they'll point out or they're not happy with or something. And I think you just got to carry on and be as true as you can be, and...
Well, the beauty of humanity is that we are all different.
Yeah.
If we all have the same point of view and the same thing, it would be a sick place to live in. I think now it's just a case of, everybody just do the best that we can. We're in a pandemic. Let's just get
and it's different opinions as well, because everyone's got a different opinion and you. And I think it's accepting that, because some people don't accept that and they'll argue with you because they want you to see their view. And it's like, no, this is my view. I respect your view, but please respect mine at the same time. And that doesn't happen a lot, unfortunately.
There's double punk. Right. So there's not everyone loves Simon. Right. So from Real Ale Craft Beer. So no, just say it. So he's a you go for the wee. He's a love. Sometimes people accuse Simon of being in it for himself. I don't think he is. You do. What's wrong? Simon's all right. I've got a lot of time for Simon.
Oh, I'm not something else.
And the fact we came across each other because I was commenting on one of Simon's lives. That's right.
Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. Honestly,
I got a lot of time for Simon, and we've had a bit of banter this week. We have quite a lot of banter actually, and so we've had this double punk thing. So it amuses me with Simon. So it's quite funny because I sent him the link to the double punk, and we've had who can get to it first, sort of. And so he's got his coming out of the box and that, and I haven't seen that. I didn't see it till we've done our review. I'm like, oh, you sneaky bugger! So I sent him a text message saying, "Oh, you beat me to it, but you had it warm. I've had it cold." And he's good as gold. Nice man.
I mean, this is the thing. There's this argument that if you're on YouTube, you should be doing it out of the goodness of your heart.
No.
But we're doing it because, like for me, I do it because I enjoy it, but that's not really the full reason. If I'm honest, the full reason is I want to promote my business. I want to promote what we do. I want people to hear about us. And I'd like to make some money out of it one day. Right. On the flip side, the byproduct of that is I get to meet really nice people. Yeah. I get to make friends. I get to make contact with people across the country that I wouldn't have necessarily met before. And have fun doing it. I mean, it's a win-win everywhere you look at it. And if I never make any money out of YouTube per se, that's not a problem because YouTube isn't our focus. We've got other things. We're a brewery. So this is just an add-on to what we do.
Let's be honest with Simon. People slag him off. because they're jealous. There's a jealousy. There's a jealousy within that. He's been going for, I think it's 11 years. So he was right at the forefront, and I don't know what his subs he's on, 35, 36, 37,000. And he's at the point where every other YouTuber beer reviewer would want to be.
Oh yeah, but look at how many years that he has put in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, John. He's 11, 12 years down the line. He was at the first point of that. So, do you know what? For me, there's no room for criticism for that. He's put the time and the effort in. Yes.
And the thing is, right, anybody I've ever seen on YouTube at some point has made a mistake somewhere along the line.
Okay.
Because you misjudge things, you think,
No, agree.
All right. And I think because people misjudge things and we're human and we put it out there on YouTube, you know, I think with Simon, I think there's probably stuff he's done and thought, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But at the end of the day, that's part of being a YouTuber. You're not a TV channel. You are a person going on, making content that you enjoy, that you hope others will enjoy. And it's just a bit of fun. And, you know, he's a clever guy. He loves his beer and he does well with it. Fair game. And, you know, you look at he's a successful guy. You know, you look at I can't muster up more than blooming 15 people on a live feed. And he's got like
we've got at the current moment we've got 8.
Yeah,
and,
what I mean.
5 minutes.
What's Wanda doing? Has she gone?
Getting the washing in. He's done what everyone wants to do. It's simple as that. It's that simple.
Well, that's it. Well, fair game to him. He's put the effort in. He's done the work.
Time, effort. He's checking out three reviews a day. I ain't going to criticise him for that.
No, fair. I think he's done a great job, and it's horses for courses. Some people, I guarantee it, that he will not be their cup of tea. No, he won't be. And then I can guarantee that you watch like us, you might really like us and not like him, and then they might watch us and like us and not like you and Wanda, and then they might. You just don't know. So there's nothing.
For me, Simon was the first one I ever saw. Wanda will tell you this.
Same as me.
I was going through a divorce. How we ever came on the telly, I don't know. It's just something I like watching that, and that's how my interest sort of gained from there.
Yeah, same as me. Absolutely.
We've got 5 minutes, and then we're going.
5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. I'm battered. I'm sat
here. So Simon, for me, I mean, we've had this discussion, haven't we?
What's that?
Where I was going through divorce. I used to come around here and I'd watch some of Simon. So, and then it was like, what are you watching? I don't know, but it's just something interesting to me.
Don't know, really.
You don't know. Let's clean these comments up then.
Yeah, let's have a look at what we got.
So we've got. Go on, get
hammered.
Off now. I'm not hammered.
He is. Right, the pub quizzes that John held was really fun, and I really look forward to them during lockdown. Meant a lot. Really met a lot of great beer people, and that's why I'm here showing support.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, your quizzes were great, especially the kids round.
The quiz round is brilliant.
Generally, people enjoy great beer, and I love the beer culture.
Yes.
Yeah, man. It
Sorry,
can be-
Lydia, what was you saying?
You what? Sorry.
So was Lydia saying something? Sorry, I was like talking. I can't remember.
Lizzie's off on the gin.
Been a long
Yeah.
day.
Simon's done well for himself. Not sure why people do that.
People
kind of thing.
slag him off because they want to be Simon. That's the trouble.
Do you
I
know?
don't know why people like to do that anyway. To be fair.
It's a case of they want to be where he is. Success draws fucking whatever it draws.
Yeah, I think the issue. I feel for Simon and Mel because I feel like I think so. I reckon, and excuse me, Mel and Simon, if I'm completely out of turn, but I think they're genuine people, and I think people have taken them for a ride in the past and have maybe taken advantage of them and maybe not been as fair as they could have been. That's my personal view.
Okay, well, there's something to be said for that. Simon, for me, is the most distrusting person
It's
that
probably where
I've
he's been
met
burnt so
because
many
he's
times.
been burnt so many times. Do you know what? Do you
When
know
you
what?
are burnt so many times,
Do you know what?
do lose trust.
Do you know what? We've met Simon. It took me till last week to get his phone number.
Oh, bless him.
I genuinely think he's the most distrusting because
once he's been burnt,
because of
quite
what
shy, aren't you?
because of what Wanda said. And I believe that. I genuinely believe that.
He must be. The problem is like the thing about YouTube is like what you said earlier. You can have a pop at me. I don't mind. You have a pop at my wife.
I'm never going to go back.
You're in a different ball game. Do you know what I mean? And like for me,
how many times, Wanda, have I said to you, I'm not having that? Someone said there's a Desperados. There's a Desperados video. No, I haven't.
Said about it.
No, I haven't. Desperados video. And someone said
Wanda does exactly what Lydia does to me. I have a few people like rah, 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 and she's like, You've already said that, love. Just stop.
He has already said this.
I haven't said this. Right.
Well, listen.
Have I said this tonight? So there's a Desperados video that someone said to me. She's repeated herself 8 times.
Oh no, you didn't say this one.
No,
correct.
I didn't even know about this one. I know about this one actually.
Chicken dinner.
I thought it was going to go back to she's not interested in
No. So Wanda, she's repeated herself 8 times. I'm going to kill myself. I'll just put off your trot then.
Why would you say something? Why would they go to like that? Why it's like turning it up to 11 straight out the bat?
Why?
You know, like why? Why would you say that?
Genuinely, I don't give a shit. But don't ever go at my majorly better half.
Yeah, me too. To be honest, I just wish that people banded together and put the differences aside and just tried to be a bit more positive about stuff. And the whole industry and everything else, everyone would be better off for it.
This lady here has saved my life. Without her,
you saved mine as well.
Without her, I ain't here. I used to do running, and I did a couple of runs, and I got to the end of the road and wanted to throw myself in front of cars because of where I was at in my life. She has saved my life every day of my life, every day of the week. I'm not here.
I can believe it. It's
life is cruel.
It is
very cruel sometimes.
And I don't care that being on YouTube. I don't care that being anywhere. We can have a laugh in our shed and on our reviews. You are the reason I'm here now.
Yeah, no, that's nice. That's lovely. And that's it. We need to, this is what I mean. Just the whole thing needs to be a whole lot more positive. Just be nice.
Beer should be fun. Life should be fun.
Just,
Life fucking fun, man.
yeah, rough comes along. It just comes along.
When people say horrible things about people, it's like, why are you doing that? I don't like it. I don't agree.
No.
I'm like, what do you get from that? I don't get it. I don't like it. Especially bullying. I hate bullying so much. I'm
There's a lot of bullying
literally
on YouTube.
passionate about that. 100%. Been there, done that, got a t-shirt, and I'm sure hundreds of thousands of people have been there and got a t-shirt as well, and they know what it's like. And I don't ever want to make someone feel like that. And when I see someone doing it to someone else, I have to say something. I can't help it because I know what they're doing to that person, and I don't like it, and I don't agree with it.
No, I'm very much the same. I have been bullied in the past, although I will say I've never been a man that's frightened to fight, and I mean physically. I will have a tear up, no problem, and got myself in loads of trouble for it. I'm braver probably than the majority of people, but I think the problem is when you put someone behind a keyboard or a phone or whatever, it's very easy.
Keyboard warrior.
Yeah,
keyboard warrior.
People
I'm fucking magic. I am. I can fucking have you.
Well, I think people are all.
I am swearing now. I am swearing now.
Yeah,
but you know what? Fucking bring it.
People, it's easy. It's very easy.
I won't say that in your face.
No, and I've had it. I've had it before. I had somebody ring me up and said they wanted to fight with me over something so trivial.
Sorry about that.
And no, it's all right. And I just said, "Where are you?" And they went, "What?" And I said, "Where are you? I'll come to you now." Yeah. And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "If you want to fight me, I am not walking around feeling bullied. I will fight you whether I win or lose, but I will make sure that you know that you had a fight with me."
Yeah, yeah.
And then when it came to it, I got in my car and I drove to them. And when I got there, I fought them. And honestly, actually, I've ended up being all right with them ever since. But they will say to other people, "Don't push him because he will, and you'll learn the hard way." And it's like we actually ended up mates out of it because it was over a misunderstanding. And actually, because we had the outworking of it, he said to someone, he said, "I was genuinely frightened because he wasn't phased. He just turned up. And that was it." And, and for me, like all these bullies and they say stuff on internet trolls and they say all these things, hurtful things to people, you better be ready to back it up. You better be ready to come and say it to my face. And you can say stuff about my company and you can say stuff about my friends, but one day you'll have to face me at some point. So instead of getting to that point, let's just be nice to one another and be positive and try and help one another. You will never win a person over by destroying them. Ever. No. You will win people over by demonstrating love and care.
When someone tries to destroy someone, I think it's awful. I honestly do. I hate it so much.
Trouble is, Wanda, you've been through so much in your life where you've...
I get it on the other side. I understand. I know how someone makes someone feel in a horrendous way, and it can affect them in long term as well. And when I see it happen, I have to say something. I can't help it. I could walk down the street if a bunch of lads are starting on a young kid for no reason out the blue. I have to say something. I'm like, leave him alone.
We've seen something.
I have to make sure he's all right.
So down by us, over the last few days, there's been a massive hoo-ha about two girls that were stamping on
a young girl's head. It was all filmed and everything. It was awful. In
a whatever row it is, but so they're 22 and 25.
Yeah, 22 and 25.
So one of them is a mother, with their kid there, and she's stamping on another girl's head.
That's causing her to fit and everything.
And they think that's okay. And you're like,
I hope they find
I'm 20 years removed from this society.
It's just nuts out there.
What makes that right? I don't get what makes that right.
It's not right. And anything like that isn't right. It's just not right. You know, this. I think there's sometimes. Well, certainly, we talk about the old days like they were so barbaric and the stuff that went on. I don't think today is any less barbaric. There's a real need in people to destroy other people if they don't like them or they don't agree with them, or it's just
nuts. You'd think they'd just ignore them or just not even bother. If they didn't like them, just leave it be. But to go out and make their life horrendous is just crazy.
If you're going to pick on people for right, okay, if you're going to pick on people for an opinion, make sure everything you said in the past, now and the future, is completely from that opinion. For me. So as we know, we're going with that. It's true. So you've got to be really careful. You've got to be whiter than white if you're going to pick on people.
It's a for me. I know the flaws that I have, and I know that I'm not.
We all have flaws. Thank you. I've got flaws. He's got flaws. We've both got flaws.
So we
don't you worry about that.
We both come from broken marriages. Right,
and damage,
and damage. So, from those two points of view, I'm damaged massively. I'm back to court next month for the probably 15th time, fighting for access to my son. Wanda is damaged from what's gone on with her. We clash every day.
It's sad because
it's impossible not to.
That's for our damage side. Whereas on the other side, like it's like we're meant to be in everything.
We are meant to be together. We found each other at the right time and to fix each other. And
we work most of the time. I think everyone argues anyway, don't they? So
well, this is it. And I will say, like for me, when I got with you, you're so much calmer. Lydia has not.
She looks calmer than you, mate. She's got a word all night.
She's not let her have the chance, bless her.
She's very calm. You've had a great upbringing. You've got a good family. You've had nobody's been horrible to you. You know, you've been really privileged. But I'm a rescue dog. You know, effectively, I've been married before. I had a broken marriage. All sorts of bad stuff. Like me and Lydia. Lydia likes to watch some miserable films, and then
like a rom-com.
Oh man, I'll sit down, and it's just so close to the bone to things that have happened in the past. I can't for like 3 months.
There's certain things I can't.
But we're the same.
It just messes me up. So, but she's very patient with me, like very, very patient, and that's why I try and be as positive as I can, because I know I've been to the dark places, I've been to the edge of suicide, I've been to all those horrible places, and I'm not going back there. I'm not. I refuse to. I go. You know, I love the church that I'm in. I became a Christian, and I love that. I love it. And you know, just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I'm a walkover. But we're persecuted quite a bit now because the status quo of what we believe doesn't really roll with the rest of the society at the moment. But at the same time, I have to extend love and grace to everybody, and that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I just want to do well. I'd hope that the people that have our beer really enjoy it. And I just don't, with all the beer.
Mate, I was genuinely, I've had a fucking lovely evening on your beers.
Yeah, it's been good fun, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We've had a beer. We've got all sort of reflective. It's been really nice.
We've talked about all sorts.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. So
on that note, shall we wrap the evening up?
Yeah, man, let's wrap it up. To all you lovely people out there that have sat with us and watched us, stay positive, keep going. If it's hard, there's always tomorrow. There's always hope. You're never without hope. Ever.
I think you're absolutely right. We've come through some shit, man, you and me.
Yeah.
Absolute bullshit.
Especially recently with our Lydia, like with Great Ormond Street and stuff, we've been told a lot of things and we've had to come to terms with a lot of stuff. And we've been doing positive stuff like raising money for the hospital because they've been amazing. But the things we've been told is just not very nice and it's not what you want to hear as a parent. But we're trying to stay positive. We're trying to do positive things. And like you say, John, that's what we have to do. And yeah.
Never without hope. There's always hope.
And she's got a little angel that's watching over.
And do you know what? We find, in the most unusual places, you find people that you connect with.
It's true. Absolutely.
Beer world.
Connect. Wanda doesn't want to be involved in the beer world, correct?
I'm not a beer fanatic,
but
it's the filming and the YouTube thing. I'm not a confident person.
Wanda hates being filmed.
Like photos,
absolutely hates it.
All. I don't like being filmed. So
Lydia, I'm guessing you're the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate being filmed. So when you want to do YouTube video, I'm like,
so me and John and Lydia and Wanda are in the same boat. We do not.
I literally do all this for him.
Yeah, me too.
If he didn't want to do it, I'll be quite happy not to do it. To be fair, if you don't want to do it, it's fine. I do it mainly for him.
Yeah, me too.
That's it. Behind every great man, there is an even greater woman.
There is a greater woman, and my pillar of strength is this woman sat to.
I think we're strength for
right or left.
I think you've done it for me as well, though.
Right or left? I don't know. It works both ways.
Yeah.
And on that night, we're gonna do.
On that note, it's a good night from us.
It's good night. It's good night for me, and it's a good night for him.
Thank you for everyone that's joined us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Paul.
Paul, Captain Meat. That's Paul. Oh, I did want to show the last few comments. So we got Paul's beer reviews. Love that, John. Glenn Lewis.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, they're good, but lovely.
People out there.
Good people. So
yeah.
Captain Meets Adventures. His name's Paul.
See it, man. Positivity breeds.
It definitely helps.
Yeah, man.
So with Greg.
Speak good things into happening. Right.
And at that point, we're off.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we'll go. We'll go.
Forever.
It's over. I love you.
Two more. Done.
Oh, 2 more. Night, Glenn.
Good night, Glenn. And good night, Greg.
Cheers, Paul. Enjoy your order.
Oh.
Wow. I've got some stickers as well.
So we're done. Right, done.
Bless you.
Bye.
Oh,